What is up, my friends? How are we? You are very welcome along to another match day here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds taking on Fulham in a 5:30 kickoff. I hope that you're all in good spirits. The team news has dropped, and look, your guess is as good as mine with who's playing where, I'll be honest with you. But that is the 11 on your screen there now that will be taken to the field. So we think it's Frimpong and Robertson in the fullback positions, Kanade and Virgil centre-backs, Georgie in goal. That much we're confident of. After that, Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz, Rio Ngamoa, Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo. That's our best attempt at this one, folks. We believe Gakpo will be playing as the centre forward. No Hugo Ekitike, he's getting a rest in this one, so that's our best attempt at a predicted 11. Well done to Connor, not predicted 11, excuse me, at a predicted lineup. Well done to Connor, by the way, because that was not an easy one to start to decipher, so let us know. VX, how are you, my man? Welcome in. Said, thoughts on Choke FC. So, this is genuinely what happened. This is how I found out. So, I set my alarm. I get up at about 2:30. So, I got up and I looked at my phone straight away, fully expecting to see Arsenal 2, Bournemouth 0, something like that. And it was 2-1, and it was in the last minute of injury time. So, fair to say I was surprised at that result. That really has put the cat amongst the pigeons in the Premier League title race. Yes, Arsenal still have 9-point gap with City with 2 games in hand, but it's getting squeaky bum time now, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, there was a poll on Sky earlier on asking what we think happens, and I put a vote on it just to see what the outcome was. And I think it was just close to 80% of people at that point thought that Man City were going to win the league. So, yeah, I can only imagine how Lee's feeling. I haven't had a chance to speak with him yet today, but I'm sure he's not best pleased with how this went. Really is. If by some miracle they manage to find a way not to win the league title this season, wow. And I've said this all the way along, so this isn't new. And I still think they'll win it, but if they don't, should he be fired? Genuinely, what are we saying? If he doesn't win it, should he be fired? Not really a question for me to answer. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but 6 years, 1 trophy in his first season, lost the cup final, got knocked out of the FA Cup this season. Yeah, they have a good chance of the Champions League as well, but with the way they're playing now and the pressure that's on them, I mean, if he ends this season with nothing, no winner's medal, should he be fired? Let's have a poll. Yes. So let's ask that. One sec. So, if Arsenal win nothing, should Arteta Choke be fired? Let's have a little poll on that one. Usually we go with a boring, will Liverpool win today? Yes, no, draw. But this is a lot more fun, isn't it? Certainly, look, we can't be throwing any shade at anybody with our season the way it is. But, you know, you've got to be grateful for small mercies and all that. What's the lineup? It's on the screen. That's the 11, my man. If you can't see it, I'll read it out to you in a sec. Give me just 1 second. Just want to get a look at the other team lineup as well. So, Mamardashvili in goal, Frimpong and Robbo in the full-back positions, Van Dijk and Kanade are your centre-backs, Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz are your midfield, Salah and Rio in the wide positions with Cody Gakpo, we believe, starting through the middle. For Fulham, it's Leno in goal, then a back four of Castagna, Anderson, Bassi and Robinson. Midfield, Iwobi and Sander Berg. Then it's Oscar Bob, Joshua King and Harry Wilson with Rodrigo Muniz up top. That is the Fulham 11. So yeah, let's see what you think. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to put myself in an Arsenal fan position. It would be a tough one to swallow. Like, it's difficult because I'm only thinking about it from like a Jurgen Klopp perspective. And Klopp had a lot more good grace with Liverpool fans. So it will be interesting to see. Because if they don't do it from this point, it's going to get tougher and tougher every season. They've put themselves into a brilliant position to do it. And I still think they'll get over the line. But my God, this hasn't been easy for them, has it? And look, we know only too well about the pressure. You know, that 30-year league title drought, that was weighing heavy. it was looming large over Anfield for quite a while. So I understand the nerves, but these are supposed to be the mentally strong guys who get the job done for Arsenal. And genuinely no shade for me on this one, because how could I? Our team were all over the shop this year. I'm just intrigued. David said, easy win for Fury tonight. I don't know what to expect from Fury. He's fighting somebody that's pretty rigid. So if Fury is in any way mobile, he should be able to jab and punch his way around. But let's wait and see. I'm more interested to see the absolutely scathing reception that Conor Benn gets tonight. That one's going to be interesting. Craig, is it just me, but I can't see the poll? It's at the bottom of my screen anyway, but it is there. We've had 570 votes so far on it. It's there at the bottom of my screen anyway. But just refresh, maybe, if you can't see it. Craig, it could be 4-2-4 with Cody Moe as 9s. The likelihood is it isn't, in all honesty. The likelihood is that it's 4-2-3-1. And like, looking at the personnel with Cody as the 9. But look, as I always say, my man, we'll figure it out when we see them out there on the pitch. We'll all figure it out together. And we always just try to say, look, just look at our 11 as for illustrative purposes, because, when you get to the desperation stakes as a manager and you really are throwing different things at the wall to see what sticks, it's hard to figure out the formations at time. But we think this is likely what we're going to line up like. With the caveat of not winning anything, I don't think Arsenal will sack Arteta because he's consistently bringing the money in. Yeah, but you can't ignore the sentiment inside the stadium. Like, they were booed off the pitch today. Booed. Now let that sit for a minute. An Arsenal team that is still top of the Premier League by 9 points were booed at home by their fans. If that was Liverpool, you would not be able to move for wall-to-wall coverage of it. So let's see. Look, I've always said this. If you're asking me which one I'd prefer to win the league title, Arsenal. You know my take on Man City. I fully understand and appreciate the banter that will come with Arsenal winning the league and the obnoxiousness of some of the fan base. I totally get that. But like I've always tried to say, they're doing it within the rules. So give me somebody that plays by the rules. If you lose that sport, you say well done to your opponent. So I've no problem congratulating Arsenal if they win the league title. But it is making it very interesting at this point. Let's just say that. So, Mark saying the poll options are invisible. Well, for me, all I can say is I can see the poll and there's been 800 votes on it so far. So I'm sorry if others are having issues with it. I don't know what to do in that scenario, to be honest with you. Right, let's check out this super chat from our friend. VX, how are you again, sir? Appreciate you. Said, if Slot can learn anything from this, it's not to overlook mid-table teams and not play for a draw. Go for the throats or go home. So that is definitely something I would agree with you on, my friend, with not going for the throat. There's been too much trying to protect leads for us over the course of the last couple of seasons, and we can't be doing that. Look, I'm intrigued to see how this one goes today. I'm not sure what version of Liverpool is going to show up. I hope we get a win. Of course I do. But, I've tried to just block this game out, if I'm being really honest with you. I haven't thought much about it building up to it because it's been a really tough few weeks, for all of us. It's been so disheartening to see poor performance after poor performance, which then leads, of course, to all of us being frustrated and all of us, on here arguing, shouting about everything at the end of the game. And I just hope we can have something to smile about for the weekend, because Tuesday, that's going to be massive when PSG rock up. Hello, Craig. You missed my last Super Chat live stream, but it's fine. You're a busy man. I sincerely apologise for that, mate. It does my head in to miss a Super Chat. It got a bit messy for me at the end of the last one because I'd lost my place in where the chats were. So that's on me, and I sincerely apologise. Happy to refund it, by the way, if you want to get in touch. I don't like to hear of anybody wasting their money. So apologies on that one. Love the content and hope we win today. I predict 5-2 to Liverpool. I take that 5-2 in a heartbeat. Yes, I would. As long as we score first. I don't want us to be, going behind and having to find a way back in. But interestingly, in the 3 games I think it is we've played Fulham since in the league since Ireland's taken over, we haven't beaten them yet. So today would definitely be a good day to start. Am I happy with the team? Said Lucas Nolan. Am I happy with the team? I'm happy to see Rio out there. Definitely happy with that. I'm interested to see what Wirtz can do. I have a tenner on Wirtz to score from outside the box. You won't believe the odds of it. I mean, look, he probably won't do it. That's why the odds are so high. But 19-1. 19-1 for Wirtz to score from outside the box. So I had to stick a cheeky little tenner on that one. I see Arna going false 9 and Gakpo dropping back. Maybe. So the last time against PSG when we were away from home, I'm sure you noticed it, but Szoboszlai was many times the furthest Liverpool player forward. So maybe he does the same here. Maybe Gakpo will try to link up with the likes of Rio Nimoha and Mohamed Salah today. Maybe Florian Wirtz breaking from midfield. It could be, yes, does Gakpo drop a little bit deeper to try and create a bit of space? Then the centre-back has a question. Do you follow him into the space? Do you give him that space and hold your position? Look, I just want a better performance. That's what we're all hoping for today. Sorry, in late, Gakpo up top, worrisome. I think it's just a case of giving Hugo Ekitike a break. Will we see Isak today? Well, fingers crossed. Let's have a look. So, bench today for Liverpool: Woodman, Gomez, Kirkes, Isak, Maka, Chiesa, Ekitike, Gravenberch, Nioni. So, certainly options there for the gaffer. And thank you, by the way, Shy-Town Red, for being with us as 8 months as a member, mate. Appreciate you. Patrick, lovely to see you again, my friend. How are you? Said, hey, Craig, hope you're doing well. With the World Cup around the table, who's your favourite to win it? And would I ask who's a player you'd like to watch, except Elise, and who isn't in a Liverpool shirt? Okay, so team-wise, I just have a sneaky feeling the winner's coming from Europe. So I'm going to say France, Spain, or Portugal. Player I'm looking forward to watching that isn't in a Liverpool shirt. Well, obviously, you hope Messi's there and you want to watch him. But who am I looking forward to watching? I guess I probably don't have a player in mind, but I'm really interested to see who that breakout player is of the World Cup, There's always one that really puts their mark on the tournament. I'm going to say Harry Kane. Because I'm starting to really come around to the idea that Kane should be in the Ballon d'Or conversation this season. You can't deny the man's numbers. They're absolutely phenomenal. I think it's 49 and 41 games or something like that. In a Bayern shirt. They look very likely to be in the semi-finals, and if England can go a long way in the World Cup, I genuinely think there's a proper conversation. Obviously, on top of that, Lamine Yamal, looking forward to watching him again. So that's pretty much it, my man. But look, I'm not going to lie, the World Cup's lost a little bit of shine for me. This particular tournament, it's just robbery. That's it. It's just the public being fleeced for a tournament, and I've just nothing but sympathy for the people. Like, I was reading a piece in the Times earlier on from Martin Ziegler, and he said, were you lucky enough to get one of the £45 tickets for England's first game? Because those tickets are now 1,140 quid because of this dynamic price and bollocks. So, yeah, I feel a lot of sympathy for anybody who wants to go to the World Cup to watch their team, because the prices are scandalous and FIFA should be ashamed of themselves. Liz, I need a new phrase from Happy Match Day. F-slot. Right, let's give Liz a new phrase. Leave it with me, Liz. Let's give Liz a new catchphrase rather than Happy Match Day. How bad is it going to be? Maybe, Liz, Because that's kind of how I feel each match day at the minute is, what shade of fuckery are we about to see today? What can we do to make your streams easier? Without you guys, nightmare stuff. So don't worry, you do nothing, sir, to make it better. You are the reason that I stream. All of you guys. It's nothing. It's nothing that anybody does. It's just been a tough mental season, because I feel the same as you feel. When Liverpool don't win, you know how angry I get. I do take that into the rest of my life as well. And then when you come on, so we've done the watch along, got the anger, and then you come on, you do your match reaction, and you see everyone hurt, man. It really torn the soul out of me this year to see so many Liverpool fans frustrated. And the thing, Marcus, that really gets me is it feels like there's no end in sight, because it feels like you're watching this car crash and nobody's going to do anything to stop it. And you're looking around for the owners or the sporting director or somebody to make it all better, or at least acknowledge what you're seeing. And what we're getting is, again, insulted by saying, no, we're backing the manager. We're backing him. I'm not going to tell you why we're backing him, because, we don't really have a justifiable reason, but we're backing him. So yeah, that's it. So without you guys, it'd probably be a lot worse. So I just needed to take a break last night. And the real reason is, Marcus, I was afraid I'd say something that I couldn't take back. That was it. I didn't want to snap at somebody. I didn't want to come on and get wound up about the owners to a degree that I said something that would land me in trouble. So over the years, I've learned when I get to that point, probably best to step away for a day, clear my head, and come back at it again. Because I don't want this community to be taken away from us. Can you say hello to Morgan and wish her a win for today's game? Her first. Oh, nice one. Morgan, best of luck to you, my friend. That's so cool. Congratulations. Do let us know what the result is. And wishing Morgan the very, very best with first game today. First of many, hopefully, Morgan. And thank you, my friend, as well. View Smith, appreciate you. Slot's playing a false manager until fired. I like it. I like it, Bradley. Keep the humour coming, folks. Keep that humour coming. False manager. There's a new role. I like it. Leona, thoughts on Rio starting, and did you see all the tickets left over for this game? So I did see a couple of posts people sent me about the ticketing maps with, the orange for low availability, but I didn't know if it was for this game, Leona. Look, it might be the only way they listen. And I've said this throughout the season. It's very difficult to keep pushing them expensive hospitality tickets to watch Tripe. If you're going to charge top dollar, which they are for the hospitality tickets, you're going to have to be entertaining people, and they're going to have to feel like they're getting some value for that money. And with the performances we've been seeing, I'm not really surprised. Now, I don't know about general admission tickets, what way they've gone, but it's it's tough. When things are great, it's easy to sell out these stadiums, like I've said, but when you're frustrated and fans are feeling like they're not being heard or listened to, unfortunately, this is the byproduct of that. So I just hope they listen. That's the only thing I can really say. No second goalkeeper on the bench. Oh, hang on, is there not? I might have to get my boots out then. You're right, yeah, just the one. Just the one. Maybe they have one outside the ground in a car waiting, just in case. Watching from Borneo. How are we, my friend? Appreciate you. Thank you for dropping in. Much love. So, I didn't get a chance to do a live on this yesterday, but because I didn't stream yesterday, I obviously had a little bit of time because I didn't have to prepare as much for the stream. So I spent the day talking to people via WhatsApp, talking to people on the phone, and everybody I spoke to, well, I say everybody, let's not exaggerate this, the 3 people that I spoke to, one of them another content creator, 2 of them journalists, nobody's buying the we're backing the manager stuff. Nobody. And despite what they're saying publicly, it very much looks like behind the scenes they're preparing for change. So that's what I would say, and that made me feel a little bit more hopeful. Arteta should never be sacked. Best entertainment. I just hate everything about the way he plays. Now look, I understand it's a means to an end. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't give a shit how they played if they got the league title over the line. But, on that, let's say he goes on and wins the league. I'll be interested to see if Arsenal fans then expect a more front-footed approach in the future. Or whether they'd be happy. Because look, if you think about Arsenal teams over the years, you do think about teams that play good football. That attack. Sometimes too much so. Sometimes maybe wanting to walk the ball into the net. So I'm definitely intrigued to see if they do get it over the line, what way he goes about it next season. Jaden said if it was Liverpool fans booing, they'd slate us in the media. Oh, they definitely would, mate. Yes, you never hear the end of it. I'm sorry to hear about your nan passing. I don't really know what else to say, Joe, my man. I'm just sorry to hear about your nan's passing. How can Wilfred Nancy be sacked after 38 days? No slot. Look, the situation is mad at our club right now. And if I continue to just think about the managerial, let me check that. The managerial situation, I'll drive myself insane. So I'm just going to try to, as cliche as it is, figure it out one game at a time. We're in the 3-game losing streak right now. After this, we've got PSG Tuesday. We've got Everton away at the Hill Dickinson next weekend. It's a tough run, and it's going to be a tough run to the end of the season for us. So if we don't pick up a win today, it's not out of the question that we could go 6 games without a win. So Mark said he found that super chat from the gentleman who said just got married and that's how he ended the day. I swear I did that one though. I'm almost certain I read that super chat out on the day, Mark. But thank you anyway, mate. Appreciate that. Right. XX Spidereth said, we're public enemy number 1. The British media, when Trent got booed last season, he was signing Madrid shirts and saying the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, I know. I remember it, mate. And it was bullshit then and it's bullshit now. There's a different standard held to us. But also, we should be holding ourselves to that standard as well, to a higher standard. I think people should understand, and they probably do, to be fair, but the Liverpool fan base, if Liverpool fan base get to the point of booing, that's probably 100% worse than it would take another club before they started. It takes a lot for Reds to get to that point. It really does. So it should be listened to when it happens. And Chelsea fan, how are you, my friend? Hope you're well today. Big match for you guys tomorrow. No Enzo in the team again. He's serving out that second game for his in-club suspension. But of course, City travelling to the Bridge tomorrow. Thank you, man. Appreciate you giving a membership. Nadeater, excuse me, said, hey Craig, it's 1:30 a.m. in Oz. But no matter how frustrated I am, I can't bring myself not to keep watching. I really don't know how much longer I can keep it up. I get it. And look, you have the added frustration of it being really, really late as well for you. So it's cutting into your sleep. At least for me, it's at a reasonable hour. But I totally understand your frustration. This has been a really depleting season from the old confidence perspective, hasn't it? You know, you think about what we thought was going to be ahead of us in August, and the reality of what has happened is not easy. Jaden said, you forgot the hate low block and set piece formation. Yes, exactly. That as well, Jaden. Hates a low block, then goes and plays with a low block. But, you know, what can you say? It can't go wrong against Fulham too, can it? To Constantine. Well, dude, we haven't beaten them yet under Arna in the league, so, you know, I really don't know, mate. You know, you would imagine if we play to anyway near our levels, we should get a result here today, but, you know, clock's ticking and we're running out of games, running out of times to start stepping up. Chasing Vlog said, this is a really bold lineup. It is. It is. He's changed it up again. And look, I'm delighted to see Rio playing. Very excited to see him out there today. Be interested to see what type of response we get from Mo as well. You know, back playing in front of the cop. He knows he's only got a handful of games left. Just saw the rumours about Bastoni for the centre-back. I'm not sure Bastoni would be the answer. He works better in the back three. I've not really seen anything linking Bastoni to Liverpool. In fact, the information that I was looking at yesterday suggested that he might not even be moving to Barca, which was probably his favourite choice, that he's going to stay at Inter. But, you know, that's the latest that I'd seen on it anyway. I've not really seen much linking him to Liverpool, mate. But I agree with you on the back three thing. Mutz said, I don't know how often I've seen teams in Europe lose the first leg against a team in Europe, and by the second leg a new manager was in place, but not us. Look, I think they're doubling down at this minute, and again, like I've said so many times this season, I don't know why they want to leave a goal till the season's gone before they do something about it. I don't know. Let's wait and see. Hey Craig, as a Fulham fan, I'm up for it. I'm sure you bloody are, mate. I mean, if I was a Fulham fan, I'd be licking my lips at this one. You know, you're a good team anyway, so it's always going to be a difficult game. But yeah, let's wait and see how it goes. I'm certainly not sitting here brimming with confidence as a Liverpool fan, but you know, hoping more than anything. Sorry, one sec. Just have to do something real quick. If we lose today, does FSG sack Slot or not? Don't think so. Honestly, I don't. Um, should have sacked him after the PSG game. In all honesty, should have sacked him last November. Sorry for that. I just had to make a quick listen to something. Sorry, I was saying make a quick call, but I had to listen to something. Slot hoping long throw in Joe, throw it in the net. He's not on the team today, so that won't be happening, my man. Won't be long throw-ins today. By the way, did you see how bad our throw-ins were? Connor sent me a little montage of PSG's throw-ins from Nuno Mendes, and my God, they were really setting up attacks and finding space in the middle of the park. It was night and day to our throw-ins. Craig, I've got Dominic score anytime, 2-1. Nice, 2-1. Doesn't seem great for Dom to score. Yeah, I remember I seen something. A header for Dom to score was something astronomical, like 150-1 or something. I have a tenner on Wirtz from outside the box. That's my best attempt today. I got it at 19-1, which means I'm about to lose a tenner. Carl said, getting my nephew into football this season. After the match, he deadpanned. Have Liverpool ever won anything? Ouch. We're fifth with no style of play. Kid's a genius. And how can a 7-year-old see it but not FSG? Because already I would say your 7-year-old nephew has more of an understanding of football than the owners. You know, they're not football people. So, but yeah, hopefully there's better times ahead for your nephew, Carl. I'm sure there is. Kaz said, hi Craig, mods and Liverpool family. I'm home now, recovering from a full hip replacement on Tuesday. Just gone. Just wanted to tell you all that I'm doing well and thank you for all the well wishes. Oh, Kaz, I'm glad it went well. I'm glad you're home. That's good news. And I hope do keep us up to date with your rehab and how it goes. I know there's probably some tough work ahead of you, but fingers crossed that your life changes around now and you're in less pain. I know a couple of people that have had hip replacements and I know the pain that they were in before them. So wishing you the very best and glad to hear that you're home and well. Bournemouth played today like Liverpool under Klopp. It was crazy, Lolly, wasn't it? Crazy, mate, to see that result. Like, genuinely thought this would be the one that Arsenal got back to winning ways. But, yeah, it's interesting stuff. Title race blown wide open. I don't know how the formation is going to look. No Grav or Mackett in midfield. Do you know what? I'm not hating that at all, mate. I'm not hating that at all. If you look at my own team selection, I took out Gravenberch as well. Because our midfield's been walked through. Now, I put Neoni in my team, but I'm not at all angry that there's no Mackett or Gravenberch in midfield because they haven't been great. And our midfield has just been way, way, way too open, way too easy to play through. What do you think about Harry Wilson replacing Salah? He's not good enough to replace Salah. He'd be good enough to come in as a squad player. Absolutely. I'm not saying Harry Wilson couldn't do a job on a free transfer, but I'm not going to sit here and say I'd expect him to step up to that level. You know, he's having probably his best season in the Premier League. And if he came in on a free, no problem with that whatsoever. But I'd measure my expectations a little bit. Never hurts to have a good left footer, though. Never hurts. By the way, I hope you and your family are well, Craig, and that you had a great holiday. And how's the studio going? Studio's good. Just again, still waiting to do the last a few bits of decoration, hanging up the shirts and a few other things like that. Apart from that, it's all good to go. Family are good. Holiday was good. Just yeah, settling back in now for a busy end to the season. Not impressed with the lineup, said Tanya. How about you? I'm a bit nonplussed at this point, Tanya. I don't really, I don't know whatever lineup he puts out makes much of a difference when the player's confidence is on the floor. So I'm not really sure what to expect, mate, but just hoping for the best. Right, let's check on our Arsenal poll. So after 2,000 votes, we'd ask, if Arsenal win nothing, should Arteta Choke be fired? 73% of you guys think yes, he should be fired if Arsenal win nothing. I agree. And I honestly think that if this was Liverpool and we were in that position, I would say thank you. Appreciate your efforts. You've certainly brought us on. You've brought us back to being a regular Champions League contender. But I think he's taken as far as he can. Because if he doesn't do it this year, it's hard to see how he'll ever do it. Because I don't think he's going to get another situation where the league is as well set up for him as it is this year. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting one to see. I don't think they will sack him, but you could definitely make a valid argument that 6 years and nothing really outside of his first season is just not good enough. Especially with over £1 billion spent. Should we look at the academy for squad depth next? So, the academy is kind of a double-edged sword. In theory, we all love the idea of bringing through academy players. But you also have to be a bit more mindful that it's going to be a bumpier ride if you're bringing through some academy players because they need time to learn and they need time to adapt. And speak to anybody within football and they'll tell you that that last jump is the most difficult one to make. So, yes, in theory, I love the idea of it. Of course, we all do. But it's difficult for a manager at the very, very top level to really nurse through young players when the expectation of constantly winning is so high. But they are paid a lot of money to do it, so. Oh, well, thank you, man. That's so kind of you. Wow. Incredibly generous, my friend. Thank you so much. Craig, love your content. I want Grimaldo in the summer if we get Xabi. Thoughts? It's the age for me, for Grimaldo. He was what? He must be 30, 31 at this point. You wonder, is Grimaldo a player that has just found the club in an environment, a league that really suits his technical ability? I mean, I know he's lethal from set pieces. I don't know. Honestly, I'd rather look to somebody like an Anthony Robinson, maybe somebody like that, who's already Premier League tested, because I do think that counts for a lot. So, yeah, look, Grimaldo, good player, but I just think the age profile and Michael Edwards would be pulling his hair out, the idea of bringing in somebody that old. But, again, like I said, great player in Leverkusen, and thank you so much. What age is Grimaldo? He's 30 or 31, I think, something around that mark. I remember I looked at Grimaldo a while ago, because, again, you see his name popping up quite a bit with goals and stuff, so I did look, and I just, if my memory's right, he's certainly over the age of 30, but I'm sure somebody can check it out. He's 31 at the end of September. There you go. So it'll be 31 coming in. It's not really... I can't see that one happening for us. Your opinion on Iriola to replace Arna? So Iriola is the other name that's been doing the rounds. So it's Iriola and Xabi. My opinion on Iriola. If Iriola came in after Klopp, I would have understood. But Iriola coming in now... It feels like another roll of the dice. There's no denying he plays a good brand of football. There's no denying he's a good coach. But can he tick the other boxes that you need to manage Liverpool Football Club? I don't know the answer to that. Can he attract players? Don't know the answer to that. Probably bigger risk than Alonso for me. But again, it can either be a stroke of genius or it can be a mistake. I don't think we have a mistake in us, though. That's the problem. So, yeah, tough one. Understand the considerations. I learned about Iriola when he was at Rayo Vallecano. Because believe it or not, there was actually somebody in our Discord that was a Rayo Vallecano fan. So we talked quite a bit about Rayo Vallecano going back 2-3 years. And I remember watching it on Iriola. and that side and thinking, wow, really good brand of football. Then, of course, he comes into Bournemouth. You can see what he's about. So I do think he is destined for bigger things, but this next one, the wiggle room isn't there. You got to get this next appointment right, or else we could end up in this horrible cycle. Jaden said, in the past, we won so much at the beginning, before Klopp. We won so much in the beginning, before Klopp. Yeah, of course. We're a bigger club than Arsenal, if that's where we're going with that one, Jaden. Robert, thank you, my man. Appreciate you. The Wonder Man, good afternoon to you, mate. Nice to see you in. Just want to say thanks, Craig, for being an inspiration for me. I've got CPTSD, and I'm currently trying to get off my meds after being on them for a long time. You kind of brighten up my day. Well, I wish you the best of luck on your journey, my friend. And yeah, we're always here. If you need to debrief or you need to come in and listen to an Irish lunatic shouting at the camera, I'll always be here, and wishing you the very best on your journey. And do let us know how you get on. Keep it up, my friend. Well done. Arteta choker and Ronaldo planning Lego takeover. Now, there you go. Lego head. He does look like it. He does. He looks like a Lego character. It's I've never liked Arteta. Before Arsenal, when he was at Everton, I just never liked him. So, I often wonder, would I be a little bit different if Arsenal had a manager who I didn't actually have a visceral reaction to? Don't know, but see, I have a lot of time for Arsenal. Genuinely, I know when we think of Arsenal, we think of the online arsehole fans a lot of the time, but I know a lot of Arsenal fans are really good people. And when I grew up, Arsenal were doing well. Under Arsene Wenger, winning league titles. So I've always, had good relationships with a lot of Arsenal fans. I don't think of them in the same way as the arsehole fans online, although I get it. But also I think to myself, as fans, we're supposed to be a pain in the arse if you win something. That's our job. That's our right. If your team wins something, you get to be braggadocious, you get to wind people up. And I enjoyed every fucking minute of it when Liverpool won the league. I enjoyed all the head up and waving and all that stuff. So I think if we dish it out, we've got to be able to take it. And like I've always tried to say, at least with Arsenal, you're getting a team that are doing it in the right way. They're not playing great football, but they're not breaking the rules. They haven't pumped in a load of dodgy money at them. So if they win it, I've always made a promise that I will sincerely congratulate them. And the banter that comes with it, I think we just have to take on the chin. Or in my case, on the chins. Craig, my man, been on the channel for 2 weeks now. Loving the attitude and vibe. Regards from Norway. Thank you. Appreciate you. Norway is 100% a place I've got to get my ass to. I keep flirting with it. I keep flirting with going to the fjords and doing a few things, and then somehow talk myself out of it. But I really need to get myself to Norway. If we were to pick one city in Europe to go and do like a meet-up in, it would probably be Norway, because I've gotten to know so many great Norwegians on here over the last 8 years. So yeah, someday, hopefully we can get our asses over there. But welcome, and thank you. I'm glad you found the channel. Resistance said, sorry, but why did this mug start Gakpo out of position now that we finally got both our centre forwards back? I was so happy to see Rio start, and then I saw Gakpo and it killed my excitement. I'm not going to lie, mate. I had the same feeling you did. I was like, Rio, and then Gakpo. So yeah, the only thing I can think of, mate, is that he wants to rest Ekitike, because we know that Isak isn't really going to be available outside of maybe 15-20. So not expecting him to start, but yeah, maybe he's just positioning for Tuesday. Maybe, if it comes off and if he gets the result today, then I think you can say well done. But I understand that reaction, I really do. And thank you, by the way, for being with us. My lineup next season would be Alisson. Oh, on Alisson. Sorry, I will read out the rest of your comment now, but before my dumb ass forgets. There's been lots of chatter about Juventus. In fact, some accounts over in Italy are so confident that Alisson's going to be a Juventus player that they're actually, saying it's almost a formality at this point. Now, I don't have any information to that effect, but Juventus is certainly growing in confidence. My lineup next season will be Alisson, Leone, Xhaka, Van Dijk, Kirkes right midfield, Frimpong as well. Then you got centre midfield, Soboslai, Anderson. Anderson will be a Manchester City player, almost certainly at this point. Ekitike, Verts, Isak, and Shabby manager. With Diamande as a super sub. Hope your family as well. Family is good, thank you, my man. Family is good. Yeah. So on that, Anderson will be a Man City player almost certainly at this point. But other than that, I mean, in your system there, you said Alonso's manager. I'll take that. Danny, 30 months as a member, Danny. What a man. Appreciate you, Danny. Hey, Craig, hope you are well. Croupy Jr. Yes, no. Certainly a credible link. I don't know enough about Croupy. I haven't watched enough of Bournemouth, but certainly a credible link to a name that has been mentioned in a few occasions when we've been going through potential transfer links and stuff, but I don't know enough about him, in all honesty, to say whether it be a yes or a no. Gary, always a pleasure, Gary. Hey, Craig, hope you're well, mate. Seen the lineup. It's sign of a manager under no pressure anymore is he knows his job's going. Thoughts? So the last two games, Gary, I think you can absolutely put credibility to the theory that he's just trying anything at this point. You know, goes over there with a back 3/5 against PSG, didn't work out. Today, again, mixed it up massively, played Rio. I think he's just getting to a point where anything a reporter or somebody says to him, he can say, well, I tried that. Back three, tried that. Bring in another player, tried that. Play Rio, tried that. You know, I think he's going to try and use it as a way to justify failure again. Or it works and we're all happier. So let's wait and see. Stephen, how are you, my friend? Appreciate you as always, Stephen. Craig, don't let anyone get you down. I've been in chemotherapy for 12 years, multiple melanoma. One of my drugs gave me diabetes, another one gave me stroke. I could be down, but I watch you every day and I love your show. So the only thing that gets me down, Stephen, is seeing other people down. You know, I can deal with Liverpool being up and down, you know, but I guess for me, I've gotten to know so many wonderful people over here and we've been through a lot, you know, together, whether it's myself being down in the dumps or somebody who needs a bit of help. And the community means so much to me that when it hurts, I hurt more. So I'll also say the other way, though. When things are going well and we're winning leagues and transfer windows are looking positive, I could walk on air. Honestly, Stephen, I feel invincible in those moments. Like, so it does work on both sides of it for me. Sometimes I'm incredibly sad and hurt on behalf of people, and other times, man, I'm walking on air. And so I understand that's part of the territory that comes with this job, but I love it. And I wish, all I want right now, Stephen, is a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, mate, you know, because this feels like a long, tough, hard season with so many frustrations, and when you feel like your frustrations aren't even being acknowledged by the club, it's understandable that a fan base becomes a little bit disenfranchised and angry about it. So yeah, appreciate you though, Stephen, and I wish you nothing but health in the future, sir. I hope that your treatment goes well, and I hope that you come out the other side of it a healthy man. Sending you love. Sorry, just had to take my inhaler. It's not a vape, by the way, that's an inhaler, just in case anybody's wondering. What was I going to say to you? There was something else I was going to say to you. There was something else I was going to say to you guys, and I can't remember now what the hell it is. Yeah, sorry, it'll come to me. So, Ryan Gravenberch started 37 of 38 Premier League games last season and 29 of 31 this season before today. And he's only on the bench. So, yes, some changes made, like I said, by Arna. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. Young Adam, the MMA fighter. So Adam had a GoFundMe up today because he is fighting for European title. Now, I'm not asking anybody to donate to it because we stepped in and paid all the cost of it for him. because, you know, we believe in his ability. But I just want to let you guys know, because a lot of people are asking me about Adam, you know, from the last one and stuff. So I wanted to give you guys an update on it. So Adam's fighting for a European title in Bradford in next month. It's going to be on YouTube. I'll give you guys the dates of it as well, so you can tune in and watch. And after that, then it's on to a bigger fight again in Liverpool if he gets through it. So Adam's been training away. The reason you haven't heard me talk about it much is he had a very serious injury, a delicate injury, shall we say, and he was rehabbing from that. So what we did this time was, because everybody obviously donated money, and he did travel over with his brother, and his brother competed and his family were there, but his injury prevented him. So what we wanted to do was basically put your money back in, but from our money, to make sure that he could go and compete in this event without having to fundraise through you guys or anything for it. So we thought only fair that, because you guys were so incredible the last time, Connor and I stepped up this time and paid for all the travel accommodation, entry fees, and, you know, everything you needed to go and compete. So I'll let you guys know how he gets on, but keep an eye on this name. I'm telling you, Adam will be in that UFC roster at some point in his lifetime, and it's going to have been a pleasure to have seen him on the way. He's an incredible young athlete, an incredible young man, just so zoned in and focused. So yeah, just want to let you guys know about it, because, you know, you guys have backed him so much and he appreciates that, as do his family. And yeah, we'll let you know how he's getting on. Hoping for a good win today. You'll never walk alone from Malaysia. Appreciate you, my friend. And yes, another country, by the way, that I want to go and visit. So yeah, appreciate it, my man. Thank you. Meant with how Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, Joe Fagan and Big Kenny dominance in England and Europe before we became sleeping giants. Yeah, I mean, look, our club has winning through its DNA. That's why I get so wound up when people try to talk about the Liverpool way in a negative or accepting our fake kind of bullshit way. That just winds me up. Be kind to my friend Craig. I'm trying, Liz. I'm trying, but he can be a bit of an asshole sometimes. I'm not going to lie, mate. But I'm trying. But I appreciate it. I've always... That one comment, Liz... of anything that anyone's ever said to me, that's broken through more than anything, I promise you. That simple sentence, be kind to my friend Craig, it really does make me reflect. When things are going well, Craig, it's like the song, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, like I said, if you could bottle last summer, for me, outside of obviously the tragedy with Diogo, but if you could bottle August and that feeling, there's no drug that will come close to it. I was walking on air. Incredible, honestly. How I felt in August, I can imagine, is how those astronauts felt touching back down yesterday. Just amazed, incredible, so happy. United fan, advice is to stick together as a fan base. So, yes, thank you, appreciate that, agree with that. But the problem is, and I think it's probably the same in a lot of fan bases, there's in divisions in the fan base, because some people feel like they're the real fans and everybody else isn't. And there's a big great unspoken about that. And I've tried to address that over the years. It doesn't go down well, but when we do say stick together as a fan base, I'm all for that, but it does mean everyone. So for instance, the ticket protests, I have every sympathy and every bit of empathy for anybody who is struggling in a cost of living crisis and is unhappy with an increase to the tickets. But I've got to be honest about this. I think what the club are doing is entirely understandable. I also understand that those fans that are lucky enough to go all the time or have a season ticket have contributed a lot to the club as well. Of course they have. Without them, without the banners on the Kop, it wouldn't be what it is. So I understand it, but as the club have said, like, this is genuinely a 45% increase in costs in the last 10 years. And yes, the club generate a lot of money, but I think I've no doubt in my mind that most football clubs, owners, would get rid of season tickets like that if they could. Because the argument from the fan side is that they help produce the atmosphere, which is absolutely correct. But from the club side, You spend a lot less money. The fans that would come in on a once or twice a season trip would spend a lot more money, would go into the club shops, would obviously probably spend a bit more in and around the city. So two things can be right at once. And I think it's important that Liverpool Football Club always has a local heartbeat in there. But my long-winded ramble here is to bring it back to unity. There isn't enough worrying about everybody else. It's when you see ticket protests, it's not about you or I. It's not about hospitality ticket prices. It's not about people who are paying exorbitant fees to go through clubs' official travel partners. They don't give a fuck about us. And until that division is healed and we're given the respect that we deserve as Liverpool fans, I don't know if that unity is ever truly going to be there. Because, yes, ticket prices are a piss take, but I know people who've paid season ticket prices to go to one game. They're not rich people. It's just the only option they have to watch the Reds. So I'm all for protesting, but let's look out for everyone and not just the select few. That's all I've ever tried to say with it. LHLFC, thank you, man, for gifting 10 memberships. Absolute legend. Appreciate you. Who's winning today? Slot or Fulham? It's going to come down to the first goal for me, guys. I expect us to start brightly, 10-15 minutes on the front foot, looking like we're confident. But if we concede, I'm worried about what might happen. So if we can get an early goal and a breakthrough and the atmosphere inside the stadium's good, maybe we get the job done. But if it goes the wrong way, I'm worried. I'm worried because, you know, Fulham are no mugs, but they're also no world beaters, so it should be a winnable game. And if we don't win this today, it's hard to see really where the wins are coming from soon. David Jones said, "Hey Craig, hope you and the family are well. Hope Rio scores today." So do I. Be lovely, wouldn't it, Dave? Be lovely to see David. Excuse me, David. I'm calling you Dave like we're best mates. Be lovely, David, to see him score today. It would in front of the cop as well. Would be top notch. And dare I say it, let's be greedy and have a little assist from Mo. So it's almost like a changing of the guard. Apparently, there's still loads of tickets left again. Apologies if you've already brought this up. So you and somebody mentioned it earlier on, and I've seen the ticketing maps with, you know, the available seats and stuff in it. I've always tried to say that, mate. You know, it's not rocket science. If you've a popular product and the team's playing well, the demand is going to be through the roof. If the demand, if the performances aren't living up to what people deem as acceptable pricing, then they're going to turn their backs, aren't they? So, you know, sometimes you've heard me say the phrase, why do they have to let it get so bad? Why does it have to get beyond saving the season before they act? Well, I guess you could apply the same thing to the fan base. Why do they let the fan base get to this point? Why does it take a fan base almost taking money out of their pockets before FSG and the owners listen? You know, it's pretty clear what the direction of travel is with Liverpool fans and this manager. No Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes trying to block out noise is going to save this situation. They can't fool their way through this. Fans don't want Slot in charge. It's clear. He isn't going to win them back around. The best he can hope for is to shut a few of us up. That's it. But ultimately, next time he loses, next season, loses a game, it'll start again and again and again and again. So my advice here, if I could give any, is, again, stop taking fans for fucking idiots. Stop feeding your friendly journos. And honestly, I'd love to see Hughes and Edwards get a rollicking from FSG, because I don't know if they're blocking out the reality to the owners or whatever, but those lads have some questions to answer. Mutz, thank you, mate, for gifting 10 memberships as well. Legend. I am Maximus, winner for me today, so I'm happy. Oh, betting on the old horses. Nice. I wouldn't even know where to start, guys, you know. For me, I look at horse racing, mate, and I just see too many things that can go wrong. Too many reasons not to put money down. So, and I also only bet as an educated bettor. So I wouldn't bet on something I don't understand. And I don't understand horse racing. I don't understand the ebbs and flows of golf, as an example. So I don't understand MMA. So I don't really vote on that. But boxing, football, NFL, they're kind of where I put my money. And yeah, I think maybe 3 times over the years, stuck a 5 on the Grand National or something like that. The what if our founder didn't leave Everton? Well, so Everton basically gave up Anfield. Yeah, they didn't want to pay the rent on it. Moved elsewhere, and the rest, as they say, is history. John Holding obviously founded the club and took over Anfield. Arsenal for the quad, treble, double, anything. I don't know if there's a golden glove bottle again. Colin and Liverpool win 3-1. Rio and Salah brace. Nice. I hope we get a win today, mate. I really do. We need it. We definitely do. Right. Where are we? We have... What have we got to kick off? 18 minutes to go. Lads, if I can ask you, pay your entrance fees. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the stream. We've got to try and get ourselves to that 1,000 likes before we kick off. And we're currently at 636. So if you can, please do hit that like button. From everything you've seen from Georgie, do you think he's good enough? It depends what we mean by good enough. That's probably, honestly, what's the gentleman's name again? Abdel. The part I'm struggling with, mate, is what's the baseline? So, all we know for the last 7, 8, 9 years is Alisson. And Alisson is one of the best to do it. So, the expectancy that we have for a goalkeeper, I'm not sure where the baseline is. So, it's difficult to really judge whether I think Georgie's good enough or not when I'm comparing him to the best goalkeeper of my lifetime in a Liverpool shirt. So, I think I'm probably 60% yes, 40% no, that he's good enough. But again, need to see a bit more. Yeah, I need to, again, adjust my own expectation level to what is rational to expect from the keeper. Andy, how are you, my man? Andy LFC Cali said, come on, you Reds. WFM to you as well. Right, we've 134 likes to go till we get to the 1,000, and then we can switch off from that one. Let me take you through the teams one more time, just in case you haven't seen them. So in goal for the Reds is obviously Georgie Mamardashvili. Then it's Frimpong, Van Dijk, Kanade and Robbo making up the back four. Jones and Soboslai is the two-man midfield. Salah, Verta and Rio, we reckon, are the three behind the striker. And Cody Gakpo today gets the role of central striker. On the bench for Liverpool, we have Woodman, Gomez, Kirkes, Isak, Maka, Chiesa, Ekitike, Gravenberch and Neoni. The Fulham lineup is Leno in goal, then Castagna, Anderson, Bassi and Robinson. A midfield of Iwobi and Sander Berg. Then it's Oscar Bob, Joshua King, Harry Wilson and Rodrigo Muniz up top. Red said my score prediction's a 2-0 win. Yeah, I don't know what to... Yeah, I don't know what to say with regards to score prediction. 2-1. I think I'll stick with the prediction I went for my preview, 2-1. And of course, a huge game for Robbo today. His first game at Anfield since he announced that he'll be departing in the summer. And I've no doubt he'll get the reception he deserves. And he'll be hearing, oh, Andy sung plenty. What a legend. What an absolute legend to the football club and to the game in general. Yes, Isak is on the bench, Lee. He is on the bench, my man. Craig thinks he's George Sefton when he's announcing the team. No, I'd be better. I love George Sefton, but I'd be better. If I was going George Sefton, it'd be like, for Liverpool! See, I could do that. Peter McDowell needs a break. Send me in. Send me in, coach. I'm good to go. Yeah, you let me do it once and then never again, because there'll be too many expletives in there when I'm talking about it. Haha, jokes, mate. I took it as a joke. I didn't think you were having a dig at all. George Sefton, absolute legend. Subscribe to the channel as well. At least subscribe, followed us on X, I should say. Just a quick reminder as well, folks, we're going to be ceasing all of our posting on X in 3 days. So on the 14th of April, that's going to be our last day posting on X. If you want to keep up with Anfield Agenda news or anything we have to offer, of course, make sure that you join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. Scan the QR code on the screen there, and that will bring you in to straight into the WhatsApp, where you will see how to enter the giveaway for that signed Charles Oliveira glove, completely free. Again, appreciate all of your support on this one, and our friends at thecollectorscorner.co.uk. So, you know what to do. Make sure that you're in there, and yeah, we hope to keep in touch with you that way. Why we leave an X? We just don't think... How do I say this? We don't think we need it, is pretty much the answer. Everything that we do that isn't content takes time and takes away. So whether that's employing somebody to run the X account, paying the fee to run the X account, it just feels to us like we want to put our energies into content, and we don't want to be distracted with it. And we don't really, we're not ones that use X to leverage anything, really. So for us, it just feels like something I've wanted us to do for a couple of years. I'm not on X. I haven't been on there in about 4 years now as a person. So I just said to Connor, look, do we really need this? We're at the point now where our channel's getting clipped up anyway, so other people will send around our stuff, and we just want to focus on what we do best, which is, make content and have a bit of fun. Andy, thank you, man. Member for 7 months as well. Dublin City Centre, very busy today. 2-1 Fulham. Yes, I'm sure it is, guys. Can't get to the airport or out, mate, there. So my wife's gym have a couple of bodybuilders. Well, what do they call the guys that win? Not Mr. Universe. What is it called? Can't remember the name of the competition. They've got a couple of bodybuilders, world champions, coming in, and they can't even bring them from the airport out. They have to send them on a train down. So, yeah, she's running around today trying to help out with that one as well. They had Ronnie Coleman there a couple of months ago, which was Mr. Olympia. That's the guy. Yeah, so they're coming down, and yeah, so she's running around today trying to sort out a few things there. Yeah, X is toxic, Craig. No harm to come off it. It's not even that it's toxic. Like, that didn't really come into the decision making. So we used to think that X was a necessary tool to, share our content or get people across to the channel. But what we found over the years is there's only about a 3 or 4% crossover rate, and we don't put out written content or anything, so we don't need to push articles or anything like that. So it just feels like FOMO was the only reason left to be on there, and we think we can stick with what we're doing, and hopefully we're grown to a stage now where we don't need to be pushing stuff on socials. That's the hope anyway. Whether it backfires or not, let's wait and see. Point and laugh at Arsenal, everyone. Not yet, mate, not yet. We're getting there, we're on the way, but just let's see what happens. One more loss and I'll be balls out on it, I promise you. Right, what have we got? 10 minutes to go till kick off. 10 minutes. Fingers crossed for a good result today. Keep the account up, though, so no one steals the name. Well, we've already had 2 people try to buy it off us. Buy the Twitter account off us, which, honestly, we haven't even considered doing. We don't know, like... We didn't plan that far ahead, if you get me. We just came to the conclusion that we want to make more content. And with Connor, stepping in to do a few more videos these days, I don't want him being overloaded and having extra work on either. So it just makes sense to us. We'll still have TikTok. We'll still have Instagram. Obviously, we'll have our WhatsApp, which is where we hope to keep in contact with everyone. I'm already set for a Craig rant in 2 hours. Oh, I really... Look, if we lose, you'll be getting one, of course, but I hope we don't have to. Connor said if we get rid of the account, we'll keep the on another account. Yeah, we're not giving away the no one's getting that Anfield Agenda. No. But yeah, the channel, if somebody wants to buy the channel, let's see what happens. Come at us with a number. Love your channel. X told me so many times you're not worth listening to, but it's wrong. You actually speak the truth. Look, what X has become for me over the years has always been anyone that's been banned from our channel or booted out for being a dickhead goes on to X to badmouth me. They never give you the full version of events. They never actually tell you why they were banned. They'll come in and say something like, he's an arsehole, he can't take criticism. That's it. Then they go on there into their echo chamber of morons and all agree with each other, have a big circle jerk about how they all hate Craig, and then still watch everything we do anyway. So, yeah, leave them to it. You know, these people either don't know me at all, or look, I'm aware people won't like me. I've no problem with that. But, you know, I've had every accusation thrown at me on there, and I mean everything. So, fuck them. I don't care. They can do nothing except live their lives in misery. I'll carry on doing this and having a bit of fun. So, let them do it. It's I just don't get it. Like, I'd hate to wake up that day feeling that angry every day in my life, to go on the internet to shit on people. Like, there's far better things you could be doing on the internet. Do these lads not know, for instance, that porn exists? You know, there's far better time there, lads. So when I did that initially, when I came off X 4 years ago, everybody told me it was a mistake, outside of Connor and my wife, who knew why I was doing it. But everybody told me you needed to be on there. You need to have a presence on there. I didn't think I did, and it hasn't harmed me. So I'll tell you what it has done, though, hand on heart, and I'm not just saying this, but hand on heart, it's improved my mental health. Because I'm not constantly searching my name or looking or posts or being tagged in things by people just to tell me how much they hate me. I don't need that in my life. So, yeah, I don't miss it one bit. I miss the genuine good people that I interacted with on there, and there were quite a few. Are you back in the farmers, mate? I'm back in the whole country that is fed up with this shit show. And if I, as a person, have to take a little bit of pain to help others, cool, we're in it together. So that's where I'm at. Anybody whose livelihood has been ripped apart, they have my support. Of course they do. We're in this shit together as a country and as people. So I'm fully supportive. You know, if it takes a bit of pain for the rest of us, without these people, our food doesn't get to our shelves, our packages don't get delivered. You know, the country comes to a standstill. So I think we have to listen when it gets to the point that people feel they have to go out onto the streets. It's easy to belittle them. It's easy to undermine what they're doing. But they all have families. They all have livelihoods. They all work really fucking hard. And they just want to be able to make a living. So when it comes time to backing working class men and women, I'm always there. Always will be. That's how I was raised. Like I always say to my wife, the fuckers at the top don't care that the rest of us are scraping around or struggling, you know, to save up for our futures or to buy a house. So I'm always going to be standing there with the working man and woman who just want to be able to get on and live their lives and, you know, put a bit of food in their belly and a roof over their heads. This isn't being done out of greed. So I'm absolutely with them. I miss the days of when Liverpool would be like the song Robbie Williams, "Let Me Entertain You." Yes. I mean, just watching PSG the other night, it was like watching us under Klopp. It really, really was, especially when you look at the fluidity of Kvaratskhelia and Doué and Dembele and the movement of those guys. And it was all quick, intentional movement. Everyone knew their jobs. When they lost the ball, they were hunting in packs of 2s and 3s to win it back. It was... if I was watching it as a neutral, I would have been just, wow. Have you any advice for younger Liverpool Agenda fans? I don't know what you mean by advice. I don't know what aspect of life you're wanting it in, but I can give you a few bits of advice that have always been good to me. So one bit of advice I was given was never take a no from somebody who hasn't got the authority to tell you yes in the first place. When it comes to the ladies, simple thing is make them laugh. That's it. I fully believe that a huge part of me attracting my wife was my sense of humour. Because God knows it isn't what's downstairs. So yeah, just do that. Be a gentleman. And just back up your morals. That's it. Go out into the world and back what you believe in. Despite everybody else throwing shade at you and giving you dog shit. You believe in something, you stand your fucking ground. Because you'll be able to sleep at night. And appreciate you as well. Thank you. Right, ladies and gents. The teams are out onto the hallowed turf of Anfield. And also, if anyone does try and get you down, ignore them. Because if they're trying to run you down, they've no interest of you doing well anyway. So surround yourself with good people, positive people, people that tell you to take chances, people that tell you to put your best foot forward. Because there's no harm in failing. It's worse not to try. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's run through the teams one more time. So there's also uncertainty around Richard Hughes, said David Ornstein. Al Hilal want him and he's also under contract till 2027. I fully expect him to stay at Liverpool for at least this coming summer. So yeah, the club looking like we've got headaches all over the place. Let's run through the 11 anyway today, ladies and gents. We'll start off with the away side. So it's Leno in goal, then Castagna, Robinson, Bassi and Anderson. A midfield of Iwobi and Sander Berg. Then it's Oscar Bob, Joshua King, Harry Wilson and Rodrigo Muniz. For Liverpool, Georgie in goal, right back Frimpong, left back Robbo. Van Dijk and Kanade are your centre backs. A midfield of Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai. Then it's Mohamed Salah, Florian Wirtz and Rio Nyamoha, with Cody Gakpo up top. Your Liverpool bench today is Gomez, Kirkes, Isak, Maka, Chiesa, Hugo, Freddie Woodman, Gravenberch and Leone. For Fulham, it's Jimenez, Carney, Cuenca, Chukwueze, Lukic, Lecomte, Sessegnon, Diop and Smith Rowe. So, sit back, try to relax, and I'll do my best to keep you up to date. Yes, Robbo is leaving, Mr. Bob. He is, unfortunately, mate. And look, I'm sure we'll say it many times between now and the end of the season, but it deserves to be said. A legend. Nothing but good things to say about Andy Robertson. No, Leone's not on the bench, mate. Leone's still out injured. End of April, they reckon he could be back doing some stuff on the training pitch, but no, you won't. I doubt you'll see him again this season. If you do, consider it a bonus. Right. We are about to get underway. Obviously, no banners on the Kop today as part of the protest around ticketed prices. So let's see how the boys get on. Hopefully we can grab an early goal and build some confidence from there. Relax, Craig, if you gone mad. Oh, that happened a long time ago, dude. Yeah, that happened a long time ago. Yeah, and I get it. Tough to relax, but... Right, what's he saying about Canade? Ornstein said this about Canade. Be out of contract this summer. My latest information is that the situation is at an impasse. So despite lots of positivity around Canade, Ornstein seems to think that the situation is at an impasse, meaning no breakthrough. So let's forget about that for 90 minutes or so. Well, probably 110 minutes with the halftime break, and let's sit back and see what happens over the next 90. When evil follows, thank you. That's so kind of you to say, my friend. Appreciate you. Right, Liverpool attacking the Annie Road end first half. Fulham to kick us off. Anthony Taylor is your referee for this one, by the way. And we're underway. We are underway, and Fulham launched the ball long upfield out left-hand side. They win the first header, and Szoboszlai's back there, and he clears his lines looking for Salah. He loses his first duel there as the ball goes out, but it will be a Liverpool throw-in. So just quickly trying to have a look here at... Obviously, Rio's out on the left. Salah's holding his width on the right. Just trying to watch everybody else here and see how they settle in. Virgil pings one out left-hand side. Looking for Rio. Knocks it forward. Castagna gets back in. Gets a challenge in. Liverpool throw-in. In line with the edge of the 18-yard box. The Reds have gotten on with it quickly. Virgil, Jones, Szoboszlai, back to Virgil. Curtis Jones. Rio will sync up at 1 minute here for everybody. So we are 1 minute and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Van Dijk plays one in over the top looking for Rio. Castagna comes in, wins that one, plays it off Rio, and it'll be a Fulham throw-in about 10 yards away from the corner flag inside their own half on this near side. Bit of head tennis going on in midfield. Anthony Taylor says free kick. Fulham ball inside their own half. Certainly is Gakpo playing through the centre anyway. Wirtz in the space in behind. So you can clearly see it is a 4-2-3-1. Fulham playing their own with the ball at the back. Liverpool look to press. They go back to Leno. Leno goes out left side. Salah shuffles across to try to put a bit of a press on. It's with Calvin Bassey. Into Iwobi again. Fulham now on the attack. Ball slipped in behind, but Kanade's there. Salah, he plays it to Szoboszlai. Back to Kanade. Georgie now. Again, it's Liverpool waiting here to try and draw the press on from Fulham. They're just moving it between the keeper and the centre backs. Kanade then carries it forward, nothing on, so he goes back to Georgie again. Virgil out to Kanade. Salah. Back to Frimpong, but it's behind him. And then Frimpong's forced back to Georgie Mamardashvili. 3 minutes on the clock. Virgil. Jones. Szoboszlai. He's running out of space there. I don't like him taking those chances. Just about gets away with it, but Wilson nearly pinched the ball off him. Now it's with Kanade. Goes over the top. Wirtz was the furthest man forward, but unable to compete. Good closing down, though. Good closing down by the Reds. Now, Szoboszlai to Robertson. Out to Curtis Jones, left side. Jones cuts in field. Rolls it back to Robbo. Robbo tries across. It ricochets. Castagna there now, and he clears his lines. It'll be a Liverpool ball. About 5 yards further out than the 18-yard box inside the Fulham half. Szoboszlai. Back to Virgil. Salah. Kanade. Back out to Salah. Wirtz to Mo. Right out on that far side. Houlden, he couldn't hold any more width if he tried here. Frimpong now. His cross ricochets behind. It'll be a corner to Liverpool. Come on, boys. Corner to Liverpool, far side. Right, let's see if we can do something here. Kanade coming up. Virgil coming up. Virgil just whispering something to Ibu there. Right, delivery to come in. Left footed from Salah. Swings it in. Bassey clears it, but Anthony Taylor said there was a foul in there from a Liverpool perspective. So, free kick Fulham. Let's have a look at what happened. Ball whipped in. I mean, I don't really see where the foul was, to be honest with you. I mean, I've no idea where the fuck he's seen a foul there, because the two of them had a hold of each other, but somehow Anthony Taylor spotted that as a free kick. Anderson. Back to Leno. Wirtz goes to press. Leno spreads it out left side, where there's a load of space for Anthony Robinson. Cuts in field. Sander Berg now. He goes past Szoboszlai as if he wasn't there. Iwobi. Cross in. And it's dealt with by Liverpool. Goes behind for a goal kick. Some half-hearted appeals there from Fulham for a penalty. Let's have a look. Yeah, nothing in that. Nothing in that. Goal kick. Robertson now. He goes down the line, looking for Gakpo. Fulham win the first ball and the second. Sander Berg back there to get a foot in. Castagna. Sabrina, could you come here for a sec? Thank you. Could you ever so slightly turn that light up? The white, just a little bit. Hang on. Tiny bit more. Thank you. Perfect.
Do you want?
Yeah. Canale in possession. Yeah, I can't do anything about the light. And as the day starts to get darker, the light changes. No, I'm good, thank you. Virgil. Robertson. Oh, given away. Rio has a chance to run now. Go on, Rio. Go on. Still Rio, carrying the ball forward. His intended ball to Salah was intercepted, but Frimpong wins it back. Now it's Salah. Slips it down the line, looking for Frimpong. His cross in. Takes a deflection, Liverpool corner. Liverpool corner. Nice. Let's see if we can do better from this one. I didn't see where he got the free kick from the first one, to be honest. I think he was full of shit, quite frankly. Right, Salah to take it. Again, Canade up, Virgil up. Ball played in. Headed away again by Bassi. Wirtz gets the ball back. He goes out to Salah. Salah takes a touch and whips in another cross. This time it's deeper to the back post for Virgil. Chests it down. To Jones, now to Rio. Back to Curtis Jones. To Virgil. Jones. Rio gives him an option. He uses him. Rio, ball across, ricochets into Leno's hands. Unlucky. Will I be watching the fight tonight? Oh, God, yes. Definitely will, mate, yeah. We'll do all of our match day stuff, record a news video to go out a bit later, and then I'll be settling into what's the boxing for sure. Anthony Robinson now. He goes up the line looking for a Iwobi. Fulham player goes to ground. Referee says, nothing doing, get up. Again, they're passing it back to Georgie's right foot. They need to realise he's left-footed. Again, from Frimpong. This time he puts it back to the keeper, who's under a bit of pressure, but he sends it to his wrong foot, and Georgie's forced to slap it out for a throw-in. Right, free kick to Liverpool. Canade has it just outside the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. He leaves it there for the keeper. Someone's saying I'm up north of those fuel protests still down south. Yes. Although I believe the Gardaí did allow some trucks through to the depot in Cork, if I'm not mistaken. Anderson now goes back to his keeper. Leno launches it long upfield. Canade wins the first header, but the second ball drops in midfield to Sander Berg. Offside. It's kind of been a nothing burger so far, folks, in the first 10, 11 minutes. Not really much to talk about. No chances created from either side. Wirtz to Jones. Out right side to Salah. Inside to Wirtz. Slips it through to Frimpong. Lovely ball pulled back to Robbo into the box. Robbo strikes blocked. That was good football. Good football. Robbo made a run towards the edge of the box. It was pulled back to him. Robbo's strike, though, was blocked. Fulham have it back now. Harry Wilson. Castagna. Iwobi carries it into midfield. In comes Canadi with a sliding challenge, wins the ball. Now it's Wirtz. Gakpo. Out to Salah. Slips it back down to Gakpo. His cross. Somehow the referee thinks it's a goal kick, even though it looked like it went off the defender last. Good football, that, though. Lovely little ball from Wirtz around the corner to Frimpong. Frimpong pulls it back edge of the box. Robbo's coming in, but shot wasn't great. I'm just here to scream GG to Arsenal. Bottling shite as always. May not win a trophy, but neither will they. Glory, glory, Arsenal. Appreciate you saving the flavour. Thank you, man. Pepper spray men, women, and children at Whitegate earlier for no reason. Haven't seen it, guys. So, no, as you said, no call to be doing that though. None. So, what always turns, guys, as I'm sure you're aware, is when the police start acting as the government's enforcers, it gets fucking messy. So, up to this point, the police have been, the Gardaí have been pretty good with it. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that one. Frimpong, out wide right. Ball played in. Salah, strike. Oh, saved by Leno. Good football again. Good football. Frimpong to Salah. Salah gets the strike away. Leno just about scrambles it clear and is put out for a Liverpool throw-in. Canade. Out right side. Curtis Jones. Jones up to Salah. Again, it's noticeable really how wide Salah is here. He really is making use of every inch of width on the pitch. A lot more going through the right-hand side to memory here so far than the left anyway. Well done, Canade. Good defending, fella. Fulham played the ball in behind. Looked like Canade was about to lose a foot race, but did well, uses physical strength, holds off the Fulham player, wins the ball. Now comes Rio. Robbo. Back to Virgil. Jones round the corner to Canade. We have VAR, but can't figure out an obvious corner. Don't think they're allowed. Don't think yet they're allowed to use it. I think it's coming in for the World Cup, but yeah, there's been a few times that happened to everybody throughout the season. You get corners you shouldn't, and you lose corners you should have had. Canade, Salah, he's challenged and dispossessed. Fulham now with Anderson, Harry Wilson, Iwobi. Again, it's Anderson, Bassi, back to Joachim Anderson. Here comes the no ticket price increase banner. Again, every bit of empathy for them, but let's not forget about the rest of the fan base. It's not just about looking after the chosen few. But I do fully understand where they're coming from, but I wish they'd think about all fans and not just themselves. Ball in from Salah looking for Szoboszlai. Just about keeps it in. Rio now. So is the 73 on Rio shirt to make it number 10? Does anybody ever know the answer to that one? I often wondered it. Is 73 because, 7 and 3 is 10, or is there another reason for it? You're going to see actually a signed Rio shirt in the new studio. We've got one ready to go. Jones. Back out to Rio. Craig, where's the timer? It's on the screen. Where it always is, underneath the scoreboard. Robertson, cross in. Headed away by Anthony Robinson at the far post. Back to Salah. Seeing Jones deep makes me think it's a 3 at the back formation again. It's not. It's not. It's just Jones playing the role of our deeper midfielder. It's a 4-2-3-1 to my eyes anyway. Rio, 1-2. Referee says nothing doing there as Rio goes to ground. He had a look at it though. He had a long hard look at that. Now Fulham are on the counter. I'd like to see a replay of that one. Nope. Referee saying nothing doing. Let's have a look. Rio gives a 1-2. Let's have a look at that again, please. This is a better angle. No, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. There's no movement of the Fulham player's foot towards Rio. It's not a penalty. It's not a pen. For me, it's not a penalty. If you look at the Fulham player's leg, he doesn't put a foot towards Rio other than his natural stride. For me, that's not a penalty. But again, just my opinion on it. Always worth a shout. Of course, it's worth a shout. But if that got given against us, I wouldn't be one bit happy about it. Wilson spreads the ball out left side. Ref playing an advantage as the Fulham player was taken out off the ball. Ball played in and it'll go behind for a Fulham corner. So ref plays an advantage and then Jones takes out a Fulham player as well on the way through. And eventually, as I said, goes behind for a Fulham corner. But yeah, 2 advantages there played by Taylor. Right, Fulham corner in front of the Kop. Ball played in. Georgie comes and gets a good hand on it. Well done, Georgie. Harry Wilson now. Nothing on for Fulham, so they go back to Leno. Fulham have it now, middle of the pitch with Sander Berg. Mark saying, what's this Mark said? Shove your prices up your arse swinging around Anfield. Well, it can't be much clearer than that, Mark, can it? Can't be much clearer than that. Georgie rolls it out to Robbo. Soboslai. He carries the ball through midfield, even at an attempted foul on him. Referee waves on an advantage. Soboslai out to Mohamed Salah. Salah back to Dom. Dom tries a reverse ball. It's blocked and Fulham clear the lines. Well done. Well done. Curtis Jones stepping in to win it back. Well done, Curtis. Craig, do you think Liverpool try tempt Wilson back being a free transfer? It wouldn't be the worst shout in the world, as a good Premier League proven squad player. I guess it depends on what they're thinking is with... Hang on. Gakpo. Ooh, Gakpo drags a shot just wide. Unlucky. Yeah, it depends what they're thinking is with how they want to use him. If it's for a squad player, let's say, to take Chiesa's spot, no problem with that whatsoever. If it's, to replace Salah, no thank you. I think we need somebody a bit better. But it's definitely a more than credible Premier League proven option. So we're 20 minutes in now. Still no score, but it's been a bright enough start for Liverpool. Forced Leno into one save anyway from Mohamed Salah's strike. Uh, 73 is his academy squad number. Again, though, but I don't know. Maybe there's nothing to it. I just wonder. 73 is that maybe is one of his relatives was born in 73. Maybe it's 7 and 3 for 10. I don't know. It'd be nice to see him ask that question one time. See if we can get an answer. Could have been a moment of brilliance from Gakpo. Could have been Constantine. Could have been, mate. But it wasn't. It wasn't a bad effort. Excuse me. He just dragged it a bit wide of the post. Jones. Out to Rio. Virgil. He spreads it out right side to Salah. Salah brings it under control. Soboslai. Still Dom. To Wirtz. Out to Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong tries to go around the outside. Well, does well. Keep it in. Salah! Oh, Mo! Mo, 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 Mo. Shouldn't have taken that. He should have just turned and hit that. I don't know why he tries to take a touch. It was well done from Frimpong. His persistence in not letting the ball go out of play made it find its way to Salah eventually. And instead of just turning and hitting it, he took a touch and that allowed the defender to get back at him. He should have just turned and hit that first time. Unlucky. Canade. Salah inside the Wirtz. His ball through, ricochets out off a Fulham player for Liverpool throw in. Just hit it. Again, just that last extra touch. Hit it there. No, that fake. As soon as he done that, time was up. Rio now. He's trying to barge his way through. Fulham defend that well with Castagna. Iwobi. Fulham fouls Castagna. That'll be a free kick. Excuse me, Fulham fouls Castagna? Craig, Fulham fouls Castagna? Rio fouls Castagna, excuse me. Leno now. 23 on the clock, quarter of the way through this one, still scoreless at Anfield. Stevie Buck said no meaning for 73. Oh, cool. Thanks for that, Stevie. It was something I was just curious about, you know. It kind of only really hit me when we got the signed Rio shirt delivered. And I was looking at it going, 73? Does that mean something? But appreciate that, Stevie. Canade. Inside his own half. Goes out left side to Virgil. Virgil carries it forward. Robertson. Jones. Ball into Wirtz. Out left side to Rio. There's not much in the box here if you look. There we go. Jones making a move now. Ball clipped across to Szoboszlai. His pass is about 10 yards behind Canade. And that takes all the movement out there. And Liverpool getting back into shape. Szoboszlai. Pings one out to Salah. Salah brings it under control. And then again, as has happened way too many times, Fulham player comes and Salah plays it off him for a throw-in. Salah's taken one touch too many a lot of the time for me before he makes his movement. He's giving the defender a sniff of the ball and he shouldn't be doing it. He just needs to get the ball and move it over 3 quicker. Virgil, Szoboszlai, Canade, to Jones. Out to Salah. Same thing as the last time. Runs into the defenders. Wirtz. If we play like this against PSG, I'd be confident about overturning the tide, but I doubt it. Really? I wouldn't. No way. Like, they're not going to let us have as much of the ball as we've had here. They're going to hunt us down in bigger... If we play like this, we're getting knocked out as well. This hasn't been a good enough performance. Like, remember the level we're hoping to get to here versus what we're seeing. This is okay, but nothing's gone against us yet. And we haven't found the breakthrough. But yes, we're playing better. But I still wouldn't say this beats PSG personally. Canade. To Dom. So the way I see this game is it's all too slow and predictable. And we're still relying on long balls out to the wide areas. Everything's been funneled out to wide areas. Nothing coming through the middle at all. This time it's Frimpong is dispossessed. Iwobi now. To Wilson. Ricochet comes off Soboslai back to Iwobi. Now it's Bassi. Leno to Anderson. Castagna. Leno eventually puts his boot through it and clears it long. Soboslai. It's just not enough men committing bodies forward. Look, when we're in possession, we're outnumbered over and over again there. And these fucking hopeful, aimless balls in are going to do nothing. Offside flag goes up there. Free kick Fulham. We're not committing enough bodies forward for my like. It's like a lot of the stuff that we've seen from us this year. It's like we know in theory what we want to do, but we're not committing fully to it. We're playing with the handbrake on a little bit. And that's obviously out of fear. That if you do overcommit and you lose it, you could be countered. But it doesn't work if you do it in half measures. You have to buy into it entirely. Van Dijk knees it forward. Rio. Robbo, he knocks it long in behind again. It's just hopeful stuff here. There's no real intent in what we're doing. Fulham now spread the ball out left side. Wilson cuts inside, sends Canada to the shop for a pint of milk. Now back, flicks it to the far post. Fulham slice the ball back up into the air. Robbo's out there with King. Ball played into Castagna. Pulls it back to Iwobi. Iwobi trying to control it, inadvertently sends it towards Canada, who clears it. Fulham have it back now with Anderson. King. Cross to Bassi. He does well, turns away from Salah. Anthony Robinson now. Back to Iwobi. Fulham strike. Straight at the goalkeeper. Well done, Georgie. 9 minutes on the clock, still scoreless. Thank God Bassi didn't control that properly, because he was in space there, if you see. If he controls that properly, he gets a strike away. We're lucky that just bounced off his leg. Canada out to Soboslai. So yesterday, speaking to Sky Sports, Rio said, 73 holds a special place in my heart, but my dream number would be 11. Well, we know that number is going to be coming available. So will Rio get the 11? That's why I jumped all over the 73 shirt when we seen it. Because I have a feeling it's going to be a very limited time you see Rio in 73. So I wanted to get it early doors, because I think it'll be more of a collector's item. Jones to Robertson. Across to Canade. Mo. Frimpong. Soboslai. Canade. It all feels very one pace, this. I've used this phrase quite a bit this season, and I'd like to know whether you guys think I'm being harsh here or not. But would it be a fair statement to say this feels like football by numbers? Like you sit down on a training pitch and you sit down with your little mini pitch and your little icons and you're like, do this, 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 and this, move there, give the ball, move into here, do this, next, do this. It's like triangle, 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 but 2-1 paced. Rio now, here we are, back out, who heads it down, and Jones can't get the touch on it, and it's through to the keeper. I read our defenders have had to do more than any other season, hence lack of concentration and mistakes. It's because nobody above them defends or presses. Well, I've always said, Stargirl, when you are doing it this way, you've got to defend from the front. Muniz, strike. Georgie gets a save in, pushes it away. Fulham knocking on the door. Yeah, you've got to defend from the front. I'll never forgive Slot for removing the joy I have for watching my team. I spend the whole time laid out on the couch with a meh face. Then the game ends. He sucked the passion out of our play. Yeah, even for myself today, Bumba Dog, I'm struggling to get emotionally invested in this because I'm afraid to let myself think positively in case the pain comes again. So I'm almost sort of like yourself. I'm just going through the motions here at the minute. And that is sad. So I totally get where you're coming from, my man. Sander Berg now, out to Harry Wilson. Wilson! Oh! Little curler there, just drifts over Georgie's crossbar. But again, Fulham knocking on the door. Errol said, yawn, this is so slow. It is, mate. We've no pace. We just don't have enough pace in our team. It's something we've been saying for 2 years on the channel now. Even within the league, we don't have enough pace. At least then we had Diaz and we had Darwin's running to occupy defenders. Salah caught offside here. That's fucking lazy, Mo. That's lazy, mate. You shouldn't be getting caught offside there. Coming back from an offside position. That's just, again, not keeping your concentration. Is anybody else tired of us crossing the ball? I feel like we do that more than we actually drive at defenders. Yes, with any real pace on the wings. Yeah, the style of crossing as well. It's so like knee height or waist height aimed roughly to the penalty spot. It doesn't look like there's any intent in the balls in. It just looks like, well, I'm going to play this into this area and hope for something. And that has been something that, unfortunately, even in the good times, is something that I've been annoyed about. There's some belief in football, but there's data to back it up, that crosses from a half space are more impactful than from wide areas. But I think we've gone too far in that direction at times, particularly with Andy Robertson. If there is one critiquing I would have of Robbo, it is that those crosses are often, a lot of them, down to his side and just hopeful balls in, no intent. Jones to Rio. He's brushed off far too easily from Sander Berg. Iwobi to King. Anthony Robinson cross, thankfully overhit, and it'll go all the way through for a throw-in on the far side to Liverpool. But that wasn't good enough from Rio. You can't be getting knocked off the ball and losing possession that easily. Lewis Edgerly, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my friend. Thank you for renewing or becoming a member. Stargirl said, I'm not in the mood for Liverpool to be playing bad today. Was out last night suffering Liverpool with a hangover. Yeah, oh, that must be tough, to be fair, yeah. A hangover and watching a frustrating Liverpool stumble. I feel that pain. Again, a ball out, not even making its intended target, and Iwobi intercepts it about 10 yards outside our 18-yard box. Now it's Josh King again. Berg. Sander Berg still going. Castagna. Anderson, he has a strike. Mamardashvili gets down and saves it. Fuck me. Referee plays an advantage here as Florian Wirtz picks up the ball in the centre of the park and drives forward. Out to Rio. Rio, couple of step overs. Still Rio, cuts back inside, has a strike, goal. Rio Engamoa, absolute fucking legend. Wow. Yes, Rio. Yes. Yes, Rio. 1-0, gets in. What a strike. There you go. Rio cuts in onto that right boot, picks out the far corner, 1-0 Liverpool. Yes, Rio. Gets in. Gets in. See? Give the kid a chance. The kid scores. And well done, Wirtz here, by the way, because when there was a foul in the middle of the park, Wirtz picks up the ball, decides to carry it forward. Referee plays the advantage. Wirtz slips it inside to Rio. Rio stands up the defender. Couple of step overs. cuts back inside, then he opens up his body and picks out the far corner. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff from young Rio and Nyamoha. Look at this. Watch it all day. Boom. There it is. Gets in. He knows exactly what he wants to do. Uses the defender to guide the ball around the outside of him. Curl it inside the post. There you go. Well in, Rio. Good. We'll take that one. Liverpool 1-0 up. 37 minutes on the clock. Hopefully that puts a bit more confidence in the team. Although Salah forgot to control the football and it rolls out for a throw-in. Right, now we need to see this game out. So, come on. Hopefully that puts a bit more confidence in the boys and, yeah, they can build from this. Jason Vlog said, what a goal. Definitely. Lovely strike, man. Just delighted for him. And, again, delighted that now there's even less reason for Arda to try and not continue to play him. Jones. Gakpo. Back to Canade. Rio has to start against PSG. It would be absolute insanity not to start them. It would be ridiculous. Because you're going to have to go and have a go. We're going to have to run at them and have a go. So yes, why not put a youngster in there who, one, you can see has confidence. Two, might not give you a lot defensively yet. Fair enough. But at least he has the ability to take people on. Maybe when you a free kick. So there you go. Soboslai stepping into in the back. Wirtz now. Hit it. Thought that was me 19-1 shot there. Wirtz strike from outside the box, but it flies high and wide. Greg said, now don't park the bus. Exactly, Greg. Exactly. Build on this. Tyne, thank you, mate. Appreciate you. Do you think Slot underestimates Rio? Yes, I do. I'm sure he's aware of the talent Rio has, but I'm sure in his own mind he doesn't think he's really ready yet. You can only base that off the fact we've seen fuck all of him this season, really. But again, this is another time where he's repaid that faith, and you hope it stands him in good stead with the manager for the rest of the season. Rio again. Look at that footwork. To Gakpo. Out to Salah. Salah strike. 2-0. Mohamed Salah gets in, Mo. Gets in. 2-0. That'll do. That'll do. This time it's Mohamed Salah's turn to pick out the far corner and curl it in past Leno. Liverpool 2, Fulham 0. That'll do. Both wide players chipping in with a goal. Mohamed Salah on one side, Rio Nyamoha on the other, and that'll do. That'll do. Yes, gets in, Mo. Way to go, Rio. Where has he been, Arna? Said John Erdinger. Exactly. This all starts with Rio on the left side. He cuts across, goes past a few players, pings one out to Gakpo. Gakpo rolls it out to Salah. And you see that? Hits it first time, doesn't take a touch, doesn't let the defender close him down. Hits it first time and guides it into the far corner. Well done, Mo. Great strike. Lovely finish. Yeah. Take that. Lovely. Sets himself, uses the defender again to curl the ball around, giving the goalkeeper no chance to get a read on it, and it's in the corner and it's 2-0. Well done, Mo. Mo Salah, Mo Salah, Mo Salah, running down the wing. Salah, la, 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 the Egyptian king. Great to see him back scoring. Here we go. 2-0 now. Surely, lads, come on. Surely we build on this. Right, boys, come on. Confidence building win here. Let's go. Salah got runners. Plays it out left side to Rio. It's dragged him a little bit wider than he'd like, but Rio still has it. Left side of the penalty area. Rio. Ooh, into Robertson. Robertson strike saved by Leno. Good. Come on, boys. Build on this. Right, nothing before half time. Rodrigo Muniz. Virgil steps across, gets a foot in. Georgie now out to Soboslai. Back, good ball around the corner to Canade. Canade to lovely football to Salah. Wirtz back to Salah. He's challenged, but it's a fair challenge. And Fulham have the ball back. That was nice football. That's more like it, boys. Free kick now to Fulham. Frimpong adjudged to a fouled King out there on a wide right position. Ria and Salah combo works at Chasing Vlogs. So, what was I saying about Salah, lads, multiple times in this game? One touch too many, and it's letting the defender close him down. On that one, he hit it first time, used the defender to guide the ball around the keeper, and I've been calling for that from him for a bit. So, it's good to see, and it worked. Oh, Jones is down. Jones is down with his right thigh, I believe it is. That's causing him. No, it's the groin. The two players slot didn't start for PSG scoring, said Morgan. Yep. It's always good when your wide players score. That's we'll take that one, my friend. I'm buzzing with that. Two of them scoring. We need another Scotsman in the team. Pretty sure we've never won the league without one. I think you're right on that stat, Tyne. I think you're right with that. I think there's always been a Scottish player in the team when we've won the league. Was there something about Croatians in European Cups as well? Maybe I'm wrong about that one. So let's see what happens with Jones here. They're just showing us again a replay of Rio's goal. Step overs, goes one way, then the other. Waits, and then guides it in. Beautiful. Don't know what this is, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Do you think Robertson goes to Celtic? I've no idea. The Spurs is the front runner, according to Ornstein. Sorry, I forgot about that. Spurs is apparently his front running option. So Jones has gone off to the edge of the pitch here. Not sure. Gravenberch is getting some instruction. So it looks like Ryan Gravenberch is going to be the one to come on. Let's deal with this Fulham free kick first, though. So 2 minutes added on at the end of the first half. Free kick wide area for Fulham. Wilson puts it in. Headed away by Virgil. Second ball breaks to Rio. He launches it forward looking for Salah. Leno comes out though. Does well. Plays it into Iwobi. Rio really highlights such a waste not to start him more often. Yeah, I agree. And hopefully the manager does just that after this. Because that was a big goal. That was the first goal. That was the breakthrough. And that gave Liverpool the confidence to keep pushing. So I agree. He should be starting him. I think if we see him taken off at 60, 65, I'm actually taking that as a good sign. Because it probably means that he wants to rest him up before Tuesday. Scottish Scousers, always integral to Liverpool. 100%. Absolutely agree. So, for now anyway, Curtis Jones is staying on. Anybody cheering doesn't want the manager gone. That's bad. No, Eddie, that's called celebrating when your team's winning. It's not bad to celebrate winning, Eddie. and I want the manager gone, but I'm always going to want Liverpool to win a game of football. So I don't understand how you can come to the conclusion that it's a very blanket statement to make, Eddie, that anybody cheering doesn't want the manager fired. I want the manager fired, but I want Liverpool to win games of football as well. I don't know. It just feels like a very unfair statement, personally, mate. Why is Rio not starting more? It's a gear trail. I guess I don't know, man. I don't know, but I don't disagree with you at all. You know, we've been half time. We've been asking from the start for ages. But look, he got the breakthrough. So you know, I wondered, was the goal he scored against Newcastle going to be his welcome to the Premier League moment? But yeah, Arne still didn't utilise him enough. Coventry are due to goal difference. I'm buzzing. You should be more buzzing for Liverpool, Ellie. You're a Liverpool fan first and foremost. Coventry, yeah, fair play, and it looks like they could well get up under what's his face. Fucking hell, what's his face? How can I not think of his name? Lampard. Mind went completely blank. So, half time at Anfield. Liverpool lead by 2-0. I feel like we haven't really had a chance to say that for a while. So, yeah, how are we feeling? Half time up. Liverpool 2-goal lead. Both our wide players scoring. Delighted with it for both of them. Both of them good finishes as well. Rio started the momentum. Yep. Connor said he's fairly niche, unsung hero, to be fair. Not many would have heard of him. Yeah, I just remember him as the guy who wasn't as good as Gerrard. That's all. Tuning in on holiday from Bali. Let's go, boys. Nice, Dave. Enjoy. I'm sure you're having a lovely break over in Bali. We look great, said Ronan Smith. Do you know what, Ronan? I wouldn't go that far myself. You know, we've done well. Don't get me wrong. We've done well, and I'm happy to see us more in control of a game. But there's still more gears I think we could go through. And I hope second half we come out and keep playing with confidence and keep going at them and don't try to settle for this. You know, this should be now at this point a confidence building exercise. So hopefully we can continue to push on. Dad said I need to have more hangovers. I mean, I'll take it if I were you. There's not many times your dad's going to turn around to you and go, you know what? You need to drink more. You need to go out on more nights out. Usually as parents, it's the exact opposite. So yeah, definitely put that one in the wing column, Star Girl. PSG are going to destroy me. I think you said you. So look, and what's the whole great hope of that? PSG are going to destroy us. Brilliant, fair enough. And anything more to add to that? They've already beaten us twice. So, yes, but we're not playing PSG today. So what PSG are going to do to us, we'll worry about on Tuesday. Today, Fulham are the team. And also, fuck you. Because we should be allowed to have happy moments. We haven't had many of them lately, so you're not coming in and raining on the parade today. So off you pop, sir. 3-1 prediction. I called Rio 1 and Salah brace. You did. I went 2-1 personally. That was my prediction. So, on Rio, aged 17 years and 225 days, Rio was Liverpool's youngest ever league goal scorer at Anfield. He takes Raheem Sterling's record from Reading in October 2012. Slot going to come out with 6 at the back, said Thundercats Litterbox. No, I think he just says go again. Same thing. Yeah, go in there and do it again. And make it a 3 or 4-0 game. The fact that Rio wasn't playing more this season is a crime against football, said Mohammed L. Excuse me. Yes, again, I wanted to see him so much, and most Liverpool fans I speak of think, look, exactly, why not play him? You know, it's not like the regular lads are pulling up trees this year, so why not put the youngster in and see what he can do? Fans are subdued after goals, conflicted, I think. Look, that, yes. I get that. But I didn't get Eddie's comment to say that anybody celebrating doesn't want the manager's gone. I can promise you I want the manager gone. I think my thoughts on that are pretty clear, and this isn't going to move the needle for me one bit. In my opinion, this is just the bare minimum for the season, which is to make sure we have Champions League football, which could have a knock-on effect in the transfer window. But I promise you, if we win every game between now and the end of the season, I'm still going to want him gone. Nothing is going to change my mind on this. He's not the man. He's lost the fans, and I don't think he's going to win us back around. But my desire for Liverpool to win games of football always trumps my own feelings, That's the kindest I can put it. But conflicted, yes, I do understand that. Because you know what's going to happen. Win a game of football, and all the... What do you got to say now? Mertens will be out, because he's won one game. As if this has somehow saved the season. But like I said, what we're doing now is bare bitch stuff. Bare bitch minimum. And even at that, it's a disgrace. So, happy to take a win if we get it. But the damage has been done for me with the manager. Gakpo in Firmino role gives wingers so much space. Well, like a TK could do that job as well, to be fair. And it's kind of what I would expect from him. Because, as I've said it before the game, if you do have somebody who's floating a bit as a central striker, whether they're going left, right, or deep, it gives the centre-back something to think about. Do you follow him? Do you go man-to-man? Do you go into midfield after him? If you do, then you're leaving space for somebody else to make a run through midfield. So, yeah, there are things there that certainly Cody is doing well. And he's had more of an impact today in that role than I would say he's had in the wide position for a bit. But, again, let's not forget where our 2 goals came from, and that was our 2 wide men. How would you feel if Mo signed for another Premier League team? Angry? I'm not going to lie, angry. But I say angry, but the thing I'd have to figure out most is where I direct that anger. Because it's easy to say be angry at him to come and play for another Premier League team. But I'd also be angry at the club because clearly it was the manager that was the reason he wanted to leave in that scenario. So that would make me angry as well. So yeah, truth is, I'm very interested to hear what Mo has to say when he leaves Liverpool about the manager situation. Next Premier League game is Everton. Yep. Away at the Hill Dickinson, which is huge. But today if we win, we've got a 4-point cushion over Chelsea. And Chelsea then play tomorrow against Manchester City in what's going to be a tough game for them. So you would hope that by the end of this weekend, we'll have that 4-point cushion. And that 4-point cushion is important with the games we have coming up. Everton away. We've got to play Villa. We've got to play Chelsea. So, tough games coming up. Manchester United away. So our run-in is always going to be a tough one. So that's why I said for months, I hope we can build up a bit of a buffer as we go into this final run-in. Because there's going to be points dropped. Good job, Rio. Back in the basement with Fede, said Jaden. I wonder where we'd be this season if Rio had been given more chances. It's really hard to know. It's really hard to know because it hasn't been a failure in just one area this season. It's been a failure of probably tactical, coaching, motivation, players underperforming. There's been probably 6, 7, 8 different things that all came into why we've been nowhere near good enough this year. But again, for me, you look at the common denominator in a lot of the scenarios, and I'll be the first one to tell you the players haven't pulled up any trees, but it just keeps coming back to the manager for me. So we could win this 10-0 and it won't move the needle for me on the manager. Call me stubborn, whatever, but I just I don't even see us winning on Tuesday against PSG. And I don't mean going through. I mean, I don't see us winning the game. Remember, they've rested, by the way, since that game. They have no more games now. They got their break. So they played us. Now they have 6 days to recover, to plan, to plot. and they come to Anfield then on Tuesday night with a 2-goal lead, full of confidence, knowing they were here last season and beat us. So it is a monumental task for Tuesday. And if we're being really honest about it, all that we have by way of confidence is the Anfield history and folklore. That's it. We got to just hope for another one of those incredible nights at Anfield. But I don't know if there's much expectation on my side in that. Rio needs to start more games in the future. He has a bright future ahead with us. Happy we're winning. Still one slot gone. And Alonso in. Same. Ian, always happy that we win. Definitely. I hope for your sake they sack Slaw. So do I. Don't make no mistake about it. That shouldn't even be up for debate in my mind. That should be happening no matter what happens. Because for me, getting 5th place is no achievement. It's not. It just means it's less of a catastrophe of a season. That's all it means for me. The difference between no Champions League and Champions League, yes, I get the money side of it. But as a fan, we want trophies. You know, qualifying for the Champions League is great, but we want trophies. We want to win shit. Pool fans going wild. Where? Because I don't see what... Like, just because you've invented something in your head to try to belittle somebody doesn't make it a reality. Where's the wildness? Do you hear me going wild? Do you see the chat going wild? You're fucking deluded. There's no wildness. Teams winning a game of football after losing 3 on the bounce. What do you think we're going to happen? Be in here having a punch-up? Fucking weirdo. Genuinely. No one's going wild, you fucking idiot. We're here celebrating a team victory to a tiny extent while still talking about selling the manager. So I don't know where the going wild is except in your fucking head because you want to use it as a way to belittle people. Again, see right through that crap, mate. Try harder. What a difference it makes being set up to attack instead of just possession with players in their best position. Slot doing the broken clock thing today. Do you know, I just hate people like that. Because nobody's losing their shit here. Nobody's, oh my God, we're back, we're amazing. Nobody's like that. It's just, I want this to be the case so I can use it to belittle other people. He's invented a scenario that doesn't exist just to try and make himself feel bigger. Fucking weird. Are you that insecure that you need to do that? You need to invent a scenario so your balls feel a little bit bigger. Getting rinsed by PSG isn't helping my hope of getting Enrique. We're not going to get Enrique. He's on the brink of signing a new deal with PSG that will make him the 3rd highest paid manager in the world. So Liverpool completed more passes in the first half with 279 than we did in the entire game against PSG. So there's a stat for you. Rage baited. See, this is something that you little beta boys use. When you get called out for your bullshit, you go to rage baited because it still gives you a little moral victory. Not rage baited, mate. I just know an idiot when I see one. You will also be part of life's also rans. Don't worry about it. It's not rage baited. It's just sick of looking at stupidity. Stupidity annoys me. And again, these fucking morons are spending their money to insult people. So yeah, rage bait me into my next fucking new car, please. Carry on throwing money at me. No problem. I'll put it in my pocket, smile and nod. I win. Fucking weird. Rage baited. Here, have more money. Have more money, angry man. Have more money. Yes, please. Keep it coming. Make it 10 next time. Stop being so fucking cheap. Rage baited. That's all you cooks have, isn't it? Ha, rage baited. I won. Ha. You won nothing, mate. You're a loser. Get over it. You've won fuck all. I win every day. All day. Every day. Win, win, win. Well, you sit at home in your ma's box room, playing Fortnite or whatever it is that you do, going on the internet to shit on people. Rage bait, haha, I'm funny. You're not original. Just try using something unique, something new. Because I promise you, if you know one thing about me, I love a good troll. A good one, like a really quality troll. Not the, ha, rage baited. Oh my God. Just know you're a fucking pleb. And we can go from there. Read chat, bro. They're saying Rio's a lifesaver. Right? So what? Read chat saying Rio's a lifesaver. So we're winning a game of football and the fans are saying we're winning a game of football. You really aren't that clever, John, are you? We're fans of Liverpool. When we win a game of football, we're supposed to be happy. That's kind of how this relationship works, John. Anyone else think Gakpo's a false nine, not a winger? I think he's a false footballer, to be honest with you. Look, I am absolutely gobsmacked that we gave that contract to Gakpo on the terms we did. I don't see him as being a weekly starter for us in a best 11. I don't know of anyone who would have him in a best 11. And we have 200 million quid's worth of centre forward. So, yeah, going forward, I don't really want us to be using false nines when we've got some very expensive number nines. But I get where you're coming from, by the way. I'd certainly rather him there with Rio on the left than no Rio. We're about to get on the way for the second half anyway. Remember, you're not allowed to be happy. John has told us you're not allowed to be happy. Craig saying rage baited him 9. I haven't said that word in years. I read out the comment, mate. It wasn't me saying rage baited. The comment said rage bait. I just merely read it out and laughed at him. Rio, good or bad, his presence is a net positive. Definitely. And it gives us at least another glimpse to the future, Rich, you know. Oh, lovely little ball there from Salah to Jeremy Frimpong. Jeremy puts in a cross. Oh, unlucky. Cleared by Anderson. Bright start here to the second half. Salah again miscontrols it though. Gives it away. Iwobi. He moves the ball into midfield. Out now left side again to Iwobi. Ball deep. Headed down. Ball's in the net, but it won't count. The offside flag's up, and rightly so. Offside flag's up. Ball's in the net, but it won't count. Still 2-0 to Liverpool. You can definitely see who's coming back from an offside position here. Actually, do you know what? He is offside, but not as much as I initially thought. He's only about half a yard in the end, but he was offside. Eddie said, I apologise. All good, my man. I mean, I don't judge you, Eddie. Like I said, I understand your perspective. I just think making a blanket statement towards everybody is a bit OTT. But I do genuinely, mate, understand where you're coming from. I feel that same anger you feel. Can you please, you little spoofers to them? Oh, you mean you want me to say little spoofers? No, spoofers are... No, they're not even spoofers. They're just weird. Like, when I read these comments out from these troll lads, all I see are cooks. That's it. All I see are beta human beings who... That's it. That's their existence. I'd slap the shit out of my child if he was like that. Honestly, I would. I'd be like, have some fucking self-respect, man. You know what I mean? Like, go about your business and carry yourself a bit better in the world. I can only imagine what my old lad would have done to me if I was on the internet trolling people like that. He'd have knocked the fuck out of me, and rightly so. I hope FSG backed away from Xabi Alonso appointment is fake news. I've no information to that effect, but Ian, that again doesn't mean it's yes or no. It just means my understanding is they're planning for change. I've always said with regards to the manager, there will be multiple names. Iriola is another one that's come up in conversation. But at this point, look, let's get the first part done, Ian, and get rid of the manager. And after that, we'll figure out what comes next. I'm sure the club will obviously have options. But what really, again, Ian, concerns me is the structure of the club as well. Because Hughes and Edwards look like they're going to be departing maximum in 1 year. So, again, there's going to be a lot of moving pieces to this. Ooh, ball in from Fulham across the front of the 6-yard box. They've certainly started brighter in the second half here, Fulham. They've had a couple of half chances and they're certainly asking questions of Liverpool. Thankfully, nobody was able to get across the front of the 6-yard box there from that ball in. Ooh. I meant to say them. Oh, no, I know what you meant, mate. I know what you meant. Look what happens when you start to bring Rio on. It's more attacking presence. If Slot doesn't see this works, then don't know what else to say. Look, it's as I said. Let's see this out and see what changes he makes, because I think we might get a hint from the changes he makes about Tuesday night. So if I see Rio coming off at 60, 65, 70, I actually going to take that as a positive, because it hopefully means he's getting rested up for Tuesday. Ball in from Iwobi, headed away again by Liverpool. Second ball there. Rio steps in to win it back. Now it's Andy Robertson. It's always very telling as well, isn't it? And somebody pointed this out to me, and once they showed it to me, I can't unsee it. But every time he does use Rio, he puts Robbo in behind him. Good ball in. That's not going to help Gakpo. Ball in, and even though he handled it, he still didn't control it. This should have been a goal from Gakpo. A centre forward would have been licking their lips at this. Liverpool with good play. Ball to Frimpong. He crosses it in. And Gakpo either gets distracted by the defender jumping in front of him, but he doesn't follow the path of the ball, miscontrols it, and Fulham clear their lines. It's good work from Frimpong there. Craig, do you think we'll see Isak? I hope so, yeah. Yeah, I hope so. It's hard to second guess, but you would hope you'd see another few minutes, because we need to get as many minutes in his legs reasonably as possible. How long do you think Isak can do? 15, maybe? Like when he came on against PSG, I think he had 3 touches, gave the ball away once, so didn't really get involved because we were offering nothing going forward. So maybe 15, Scotty. Salah spreads the ball out. Nice ball out to Andy Robertson on the far side. Good switch up by Mo. Rio. Back to Robbo. Crossed in, takes a deflection. Headed away by Fulham. It's back with Leno. He passes it out. Mistake from the Fulham there. Allows Liverpool to get a throw in, which Mo takes quickly. Frimpong to Szoboszlai. Robbo. Back to Rio. Rio goes towards the back post looking for Wirtz. He pulls away. He's on the stretch though and can't keep it down. It goes behind for a Fulham goal kick. Who scored? First goal, James, came from Rio Nyamoha, and second goal from Mohamed Salah. Both good goals in their own right. Had to laugh. Rio only failed Spanish, unlike Trent. Nice. David Holland, thank you, mate. Appreciate you. Do you know what? They didn't even have Spanish in my school. In secondary school, the only options for us were French and German. Although, to be fair, I wasn't very good at German. Wirtz now. Bit of space on the right-hand side. He's got Frimpong with him. Switches it up, though. Goes out to Rio on the far side. Rio now. Up against Castagna. Cuts inside. Rio. Strike. Straight at the keeper. Unlucky. He kind of glides across the edge of the 18-yard box. It opens up from centrally. He has a strike, but it's straight at Bernd Leno. Now Liverpool have won it back. Salah to Szoboszlai. Well done, Mo. And then, unfortunately, heavy touch there, but Liverpool get a corner out of it. Come on, boys. Come on. Any truth in the rumours about Elise, €200 million offered? The only club I'm aware of, Jamie, that are considering a high bid is Real Madrid, and there's talk of €160 million offer. That's the last I'd seen about Elise, to be honest, mate. Oh, I'd love it to be true. God, I would, but yeah, Madrid is the last name I've seen there. Corner in, and it's it's wasted from Salah. He went for the near post, but hits the side netting. God, I'd love it. I'd love to. I'd love to hear we've made a €200 million bid for Elise, but the way Bayern are going on, I don't think they want to hear from us again. They're still very salty over the Florian Wirtz stuff. Anthony Taylor just guessing there. Get a small foul. Apparently a small foul. That it's either that or he's just letting us know how he's hung. One or the other. There was no foul. Absolutely no foul. You fucking spoofer. Absolutely no foul. Player loses control of the ball and throws himself to the ground. And Anthony Taylor said, "Small cock, small foul." Salah. That was more of a foul, Taylor, but nothing given. I don't know how he thinks small foul translates into anything. It's either a foul or it's not, Mr. Taylor. Doesn't matter whether it's huge or small, and that's what I will continue to tell the wife. Frimpong. Salah. Wirtz round the corner to Frimpong. Choo choo! Frimpong unlucky. Pulled it back. Love that little burst of pace from Jeremy. We've done many, many times in their Leverkusen days together. Meep meep. Why would Elise leave Bayern? I mean, busy media. I asked myself that the other night. I watched that Bayern Real Madrid game, and I just said exactly that. Why would you leave there at the minute? They're absolutely purring. They're brilliant. I mean, if we do get knocked out to PSG, and it's a PSG Bayern semi, I'm definitely going to be tuning in to watch it because it's going to be a high caliber game of football. Mate, it's a small foul. Get on with it. Fuck you. How about get on with that? And it wasn't a foul either. So apart from it being a small foul, there was no foul. And I'll do say and act how I please on my own channel. Thank you very much. Ball turned over. Iwobi has it. Left side. Jeremy's there with him. In out to Smith Rowe. He goes to ground. Referee says nothing doing. By the way, we did get that change at halftime. Gravenberch for Jones. We'll let you know as and when we hear anything on Curtis Jones and whether he'll be available for Tuesday or not. Robertson out to Rio. Andy Robertson. Cross in. Deflected. Second ball to Robbo. Come on. Oh, Wirtz, edge of the box. Shoo. To Salah. Back to Wirtz. Round the corner for Salah, but it goes to Iwobi. Can you say hi to Joe and Lily? Of course. Joe, Lily, how are we? Hope you're well. Hope you're having a nice weekend. Mattman, absolute legend, my man. Thank you so much. You're so kind, sir. Thank you. So possible there was a ball off the hand there, but I mean, he couldn't really move his hand, to be fair. So I don't think it was so much hand to ball as it was ball to hand. That was from the flick from Salah around the corner to Wirtz. Fulham now in possession. Sanderberg. Oh no, it's Castagna, my apologies. Castagna. Robbo there preventing the corner. Well done, Andy Robertson. Oh, Andy Robertson. Right, Fulham lining up for a long throw in here. Just about to hit the hour mark. Castagna to take it, far side of the pitch. Here it comes. Throw in. Cleared by Rio. It's up in the air. Ball bounces. Fulham recover it. Fulham still have it left side. Ball out now to Iwobi. Pulls it back out of the box. Salah gets a foot in. Fulham still have it though. Strike, blocked. Ricochets out. Rio's out there on the far side. Good footwork from Rio to buy himself half a yard. Goes back to Georgie. Nothing he could do there. There was nobody available to him. I get his frustration. Gave it to him on the wrong side. Had to let it roll across his body. And look, as they say, if in doubt, put it out. Can we get Gakpo off? He's done nothing, said John. Well, let's see. I would imagine we'd probably get a centre forward on John at some point. But think of it this way. At least this is... We're winning the game and Gakpo's minutes aren't taking energy out of somebody else. I'm trying to be positive about it. Ball in. Virgil heads it away. And it spins out for a corner. Corner on this near side to Fulham. Don't forget, by the way, folks, if you are in with us and you haven't hit that subscribe button, I'd love you to do so. Fulham go short with the corner to Harry Wilson. He puts in a cross, goes over everybody's head. Robbo lets it go through, Dom lets it go through on the far side. It'll be a Liverpool throw-in. What's going to happen with the World Cup with Donald not letting fans into the country and everything going on in Mexico? I honestly haven't got a clue, Callum. I don't know, and I don't envy anybody that has to try and figure it all out to go over. Look, I've had my own issues with homeland security, and I know how petty it can all be. So yeah, I just hope everyone that is going has no issues. The thing about the World Cup that annoys me the most, though, Callum, is just the sheer price of everything for the fans that are trying to attend. It's outrageous. FIFA should be ashamed of themselves. Fulham still on the attack here. Anderson, ball in, it ricochets off Gravenberch. It'll be another Fulham corner. Simon Gray, how are you? Tom wants me to say hello to you. No problem. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you. And Simon as well. Right. I often wonder, by the way, if our American friends had to pay the taxes we did on fuel, how bad they'd feel about it all. Because, you know, when I look at the Americans' fuel price, I feel a lot of envy. When I go over there on holidays, right, and fill up the cars over there, it always feels like it's nearly free petrol compared to over here. Ball across the edge of the 18-yard box, headed back. Virgil clears it from the 6-yard line. Fulham really starting to ratchet up the pressure a little bit. Gakpo now on the counter, slips into the right channel to Szoboszlai. He's got Salah there with him, runners left and right. Szoboszlai switches it up, goes over to Florian Wirtz. He brings it down. Back to Gakpo, Rio. To Ryan Gravenberch. He recycles it to Canade. Salah. Szoboszlai back to Salah. He flicks one in looking for Wirtz. Canade steps up, wins the ball high. Well done, Ibu. Bob Worm said, do you think Arsenal are going to choke again? I hope so. I'm not going to lie, Bob. It was a real surprise to wake up today, and yeah, I'm that lazy to wake up today and see Arsenal had lost. Yeah, shocked. I think if City win at Chelsea tomorrow, the pressure is going to be huge. And that game between the two of them, if City win that as well at the Etihad, 3 points on Arsenal. Definitely feel like they still have a wobble in them. Joshua said, in China, it's 115 a litre. Spain funded 5 billion is like 170, I think, just a joke here. When I was in Lanzarote 2 weeks ago, and again, it was 2 weeks ago, so, things move around. We paid 147 or 148 a litre in Lanzarote when we were filling up the hire cart. And I think at the time over here in Ireland, it was around €2, something like that. I think 67 cent on every litre of fuel in Ireland is taxes. Iwobi, he puts in a cross, flicked away by Robbo, drops to Harry Wilson. I really do hope Fulham don't score in the next 10 minutes because this feels like it could get nervy. Not a drop left in Ireland, bro. I filled up the car last night. Genuinely, not trying to be a smart arse. Filled up, actually not the car, that's a lie. I filled up the van last night. Not anymore, Craig, and US gas prices thanks to the occupant of the White House. Oh, it's still much cheaper, John. Like, I know that our gallons and American gallons are a bit different, so I don't know what the litre price would be in the States, but over here now you're north of €2. So what? Let's just call it $1.95, maybe, something like that. A litre. Right, Maka coming on. Gomez coming on. No sign of a centre forward yet. Coming off the bench. Oh, Isak is stripped off. My apologies. Isak's coming on. So Maka, Gomez and Alexander Isak about to come in now. So let's see who he takes off and if we can get any hints about maybe Tuesday night. Oof, again, Liverpool some last-ditch defending. Szoboszlai stretches to put it out and it's another Fulham corner. Leander says still 149 a litre in Spain mainland. Wow. Jonathan said $1.80 a litre in Canada. We're going to Canada in September, so I definitely hope it's settled down by then. Can't wait to get back to Canada, by the way. So excited to go. Booked some cool excursions there yesterday, actually. Header from Fulham, thankfully straight into the arms of Georgie Marmadatsvili. We are 3/4 of the way through this one, and it's Liverpool who lead by 2-0. Those goals scored from Rio Nyamoha and Mohamed Salah. Tony said, I filled up day before yesterday in the US. It was $3.75 a gallon, cost me 42. So what is your gallon? Is your gallon 3.5 litres? Or I'm working off memory here, my man. I know we have an American gallon. The Reds gone to Toronto in May. Nice. It's been 21 years since we've been to Canada. We were there for my daughter's first birthday. And we're doing 4 nights in Toronto. We're doing 3 nights with Sabrina's family in Mississauga. And then we're doing 3 nights down at Niagara Falls. $3.785 litres to a gallon. Right, so what we working out at then in the States for a litre? Where was the price again? It's $3 a gallon in Colorado. So then you talk about what, 75, 80 cents a litre? God, I'd kill for that price. Pop LFC said 4 to 5 litres to a gallon. They're different though. American gallons and European gallons or English gallons are different. They're measured differently. Scott said the USA is about 124. Yeah, I mean, I know that's high for the States, but I wouldn't say no to a 124 litre. Right, so Mac is on. Sorry, forgive me, I fucking missed who went off there because I was too busy chatting with everyone. So Isak's on and in possession here. He's dispossessed by Bassi. Throw into Liverpool on the far side. So yeah, someone's going to have to help me out with the substitutes there. Isak's on, Mac is on, Gomez is on, but I missed who went off. Verts, Frimpong and Rio. Thank you. Thank you, David. Massive help, mate. Thank you. So again, yeah, maybe that does give us an indication then. You know, I'm taking that as a positive. I'm now fully expecting Rio to start on Tuesday. Welcome back to Anfield, Isak. Absolutely. I feel it's Joe Gomez goal now, or Tuesday, said Jaden. He's got to score, Jaden. He's got to score, mate. Before he departs Liverpool, definitely. We can't not let him not score a goal. 20 minutes to go at Anfield. Still Liverpool leading by 2-0. Just walk. Yeah, mate. Try saying that to people who live down the country. There is no just walking for us, mate. The place I used to live before here, the nearest petrol station, or which was the nearest shop, was 5 kilometres through back roads with no paths. So yeah, sometimes walking ain't an option. If you live in a city, fair enough, but you know, it can be tough if you live out in the outskirts. Another corner to Fulham. Cross comes in, goes off Virgil van Dijk's leg. It was intercepted actually from Fulham. Liverpool passing the ball around, Fulham get in, and Virg blocks it, but it will be another Fulham corner. Can I shout out Andy Palmer and Pheasant FC? Pheasant FC? Cool. Yeah. Hello and hello. Is that like a real football team name or a piss take name between mates? Right. Wilson puts the corner in. Fulham had a header at the back post, but thankfully it goes wide and didn't trouble Georgie. $3 per litre in Australia. I've no idea though what an Australian dollar is worth to a euro. I wouldn't have a clue, mate. Never been. I know in Canada it's quite favourable. A Canadian dollar to a euro is quite good on our side. Maka to Salah now. He's got runners. Plays the ball in behind to Gakpo, who cuts inside, tries to shoot. Isak's not pleased. Isak wanted that ball. You could see it in front of the cop. Isak wanted a welcome back goal, and Gakpo decided to go on his own and is eventually blocked out, and it's a Liverpool corner. How long is Alisson out for? I think until May at a minimum, but I'm not really sure of an exact time frame. So So it's what, about 180 then? 180 a litre? I mean, yeah, it's about 20 cents cheaper than here, but still high. Cross in. Headed away. Gravenberch goes back out to Szoboszlai. I think, is there an offside flag up against Szoboszlai? Yep. Is Fury fighting tonight? Yeah, it's on Netflix. He's fighting, and Conor Benn is fighting on the undercard as well. So if you have a Netflix subscription, that'll be free as part of your subscription. I have to say, I'm loving a bit of HBO Max, by the way. I'm not a walking advert for Sky here, but I've really enjoyed some of the offerings on HBO Max since it's come in. The Boombox, by the way. Interested to know what you thought of it if you did. Finished watching it last night. It's a 4-part series about a record shop / recording studio in North London. Very interesting. It's certainly worth a watch if you're looking for a 4-parter. Have I been following the golf? Yeah, I have. Yeah, see, McIlroy was 6 up at the halfway point. I'm not a golf person, but I definitely keep an eye on it. Never known a player be injured as much as Alisson. It's certainly gotten a lot worse over the past couple of seasons. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because you don't want his time at Liverpool to be remembered in anything other than a positive sense. You're mainly saying that because they've got The Sopranos. Well, it doesn't hurt, yeah, and The Wire. It doesn't hurt that they've got both of them. And I'm rewatching Succession as well. Darts fan, definitely, Dan. Yeah, got a nice new setup out in the office, mate. A nice little dart setup ready to go as well. I'm shit, but I enjoy it. Ooh, corner in right on top of the keeper. Cleared away. Liverpool have the second chance now. Foot in from Gravenberch to win it back. It's with Soboslai. Come on, little Isak goal would be delicious here, boys. McAllister, he goes back out. Gakpo tries a cross. It's blocked by Fulham. It'll be yet another Liverpool corner. I love the pit. Oh, it's brilliant. When's episode 3 out, by the way? I thought there would have been another episode out by now. Have you seen Severance? No, I haven't seen it yet. Heard good things about it, though. Thank you, Arda. Appreciate you. Salah, bit of a miss-hit swing there from Mo on the edge of the box. Dominic Soboslai does well, though. Go back and defend that. Well done, Dom. Georgie. Back out to Dom. So 14 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Ball, look at that. Bassi grabbing him by the arm. Isak still gets the ball. Gravenberch out to Robertson. Ball in. Oh, just took it off Isak's head. Salah. His shot's blocked. And Leno comes and claims it. Oh, just that close to being right on Isak's head. Just took it off his head at the last second. Oof. If Bassi doesn't get that touch, Isak's a diving header. Do I watch the Young Offenders? Yeah, I love the Young Offenders. I think it's brilliant. I know there's another season coming out. Sanderberg slips it out left side to Iwobi. Crossed in. Oh, Smith Rowe should have scored and it should be 2-1, but thankfully he drags it a yard wide. I think it's Sessegnon down the left-hand side. Pulls it in. Smith Rowe, he just has to open up his body and pick out the corner. And thankfully for us, he opens his body a bit too much and he puts it a half yard wide. Close. Thankfully. Wrong side of the post. Don't want the nervy last 15 or so. Fulham about to make some changes now. Raul Jimenez coming on. Bit of blood coming from one of the Fulham players' face. Have you been watching the Darts Premier League? Yeah. I record it every Thursday and then watch it back later at night so I can fast forward through all the non-match footage. But yeah, really good. Interesting to see Littler again. He's looked nothing like himself, did he? Against Bunting, I think averaging 80 or something like that. But yeah, Johnny doing really well. Deservedly, I think he's top of the league, right? I think Fulham are going to make these changes eventually. Right, here comes the changes for Fulham. Raul Jimenez on. I think it's Harry Wilson off. Well, Wilson certainly came over to the sideline anyway. Chukwueze on. Who's your favourite darts player? And don't say William O'Connor. Who would I say is my favourite darts player right now? I like Jan van Veen, but I wouldn't say he's my favourite. Who would be my favourite of the current crop? It was always Raymond van Barneveld, but obviously Barney ain't at the standards he once was. Would I have a favourite? Aspinall, maybe. I like Aspinall. Seems like a good lad. I like Gerwin Price as well. I like his feisty attitude. Maka, ball in behind, looking for Gakpo. Gakpo gets there. Wrong ball. Second ball back, Maka. Ooh, just wide. And he's annoyed at himself. Yeah, I think Gakpo there should have looked for Isak, which was the ball to pull back towards the penalty spot rather than going across the front of the 6-yard box. If he pulls that back there to Isak, again, he's got a simple finish. And Isak looks at Gakpo because he knows it was the wrong ball. The ball to Salah was infinitely harder and put Salah in a worse position. That was just bad decision making from Gakpo. Iwobi. Flicked on, hooked away by Gravenberch. 9 minutes to go. Come on, boys. Not really built on this in the second half, but look, we're winning, so we'll take that. Episode 3 dropped Thursday. Oh, I thought it was Tuesdays. Ah, good. So I've got something to look forward to now, Cormac. Thank you. I was wondering. I thought it was Tuesdays, but Thursday makes sense. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you. Right. Looks like we're about to break this losing streak anyway, unless there's a real capitulation, which hopefully we don't see coming. Fulham still pushing. Castagna, Chukwueze. Chukwueze still keeps the ball. Well done. Well done. Gakpo does well defensively there, wins the free kick, which Liverpool tried to go on with quickly. Referee said ball was moving, so he brings it back. Gakpo has to hate Isak at this rate. It's weird because it was the sensible ball. Iwobi. Throw in taken by Sessegnon. Bassi. Fulham again, working into a wide area. Castagna puts in a cross. Jimenez tries a backheel flick that thankfully won't trouble Georgie. Ball rolls down to him and Georgie picks it up. 6.5 plus stoppage time to go at Anfield. Still 2-0. Throw into Liverpool. Far side. Isak does well. Battles to win that one. He takes the throw in then back to Andy Robertson. Gakpo assisted Salah's goal, by the way. I mean, you say that like it wasn't, and I'm not trying to say that he isn't getting hate, by the way, but assisted. I could have assisted that, mate. There was no assist for the goal. Let's be honest about it. The goal is it. You know, it wasn't like he played an earth-shattering pass. He laid it off from 2 yards. I mean, I'm not trying to knock him, but I'm also not trying to buy into this. he had an assist choice. You and I could have had that assist, mate. There was not much assisting to it. It was just roll the ball to Salah. And Salah did the work. Same with Rio's goal. It's all on Rio. Oof. Again, Smith Rowe finds a bit of space in the penalty area, but eventually we get a block in. Iwobi. Sanderberg. Triple ricochet there, and thankfully Liverpool come away with it, but Salah slices his ball, and it's to Chukwueze. He then loses the ball, and Gakpo plays. He does pass to Isak. See, I don't know what all the fuss is about. Passed it straight to Isak. Isak wasn't looking, but, Smith Rowe to Iwobi. Chukwueze to Raul Jimenez. His strikes ricochet. It's cleared by Grafenberts, but straight back to Raul Jimenez. Chukwueze, his strike's blocked. Back to Jimenez, strike. And thankfully, he drags it wide of the post. My God, we're not making this easy, boys. We're not making this easy. Thoughts on the game? It's not been great, but it's not been awful. It's a win and a very welcome win, but it's not, it's not one that's going to make you feel like we're back. But I'm very grateful for a win, don't get me wrong. But yeah, look, the second half has been us playing within ourselves again, and Fulham on another day could have had a goal and maybe made this a bit more nervous. But yeah, it's mad 2-0 up and still worried, because we don't go make it 3s and 4s, and that's where the frustration, isn't it, James, comes from a lot of us, mate. We could have put this game to bed, properly to bed, but we don't seem to have the ability to go through the gears. But it's still a win, and a confidence-building win at that. It's certainly happier to talk about a sketchy win than another sketchy loss. But, it's not going to move the needle really on many of our opinions, is it? Anderson, back out again to Castagna. Fulham still pushing ahead here. Chukwueze puts in a ball, thankfully, straight into the arms of Georgie. He rolls it out to Dom. Maka. Again. That ball's intercepted by Fulham, who give it straight back to us. It's with Joe Gomez. Salah does well, turns away. Head up, Mo, move the ball. Oh, unlucky. Tries to feed it through to Isak. Just a little bit too much on it. We'll call it an Anthony Taylor. Iwobi pulls it back to Chukwueze. Again, fucking hell. Just passing their way through the 18-yard box. We get a block in from the shot eventually. It's with Iwobi now. Sanderberg. Castagna. Back to Chukwueze. Certainly finishing this game on the back foot anyway. Liverpool throw in, far side. Here comes change. Mohamed Salah coming off. Gets an ovation from Anfield, as you would expect. And he's going to be replaced by Trey Morris-Nioni. And here comes Trey for the usual Stoppage time. Throw in from Robbo. Sessegnon. He goes back to Bassi. Bassi back out to Sessegnon. Trey puts a leg in. Ricochets off him. Throw in Fulham. Four minutes stoppage time, lads. 4 minutes added on by the ref. Let's work to keep this clean sheet now, boys. Ball slipped in. Smith Rowe. Back to Sessegnon. He puts in a cross. Robertson's watching it and hooks it away. Castagna. To Anderson. Back to Castagna. Anderson. He goes back to Bassi. Sanderberg. Come on, boys. Ball moved out right-hand side. Anderson. That's it, boys. Work for this clean sheet. Come on. Cross in. Corner Fulham. Come on, boys. Nothing silly at the end here. Let's see it out. Oh, someone's cooking in the kitchen, lads. The smell. I can hear steak sizzling. Food. Gummy de Milo. That one's for you, Connor. That's for you. Gummy de Milo. Sessegnon. Fulham still pushing to try and get something. Ball into the left channel. Forbidden jelly, yeah. Look, you said don't make me jealous now, Craig. Love a steak. None of that fucking steaks for me, I can promise you that. I'm on spaghetti bolognese duty tonight. That's, when we win, I always have a spaghetti bolognese. I don't know why, but it's become a habit. So, yeah, spaghetti bolognese for me later. The missus out there eating steak and prawns before she goes to the gym, you know, looking after herself. Oh, hubby bubby, here you go, have a donut, fat boy. Sit there. I'm not trying to kill you off at all. What was your life insurance again? Can we up that? Is it weird that we're winning and I'm happy we're winning and still feel nothing? I'm kind of in that position myself. I'm more relieved at this point than I would say happy, because it's not been the most convincing of victories, but it's still a win, so I'm very grateful for that win. But yeah, I'm right with you on that one. Slot's first win against Fulham. Hope I don't jinx it, Leona. I think inside the last minute, Leona, I think we're good. So, Rio has been given the Man of the Match award. Congratulations to young Rio Nyamoha, the Sky Man of the Match. I refuse to buy into this player of the match bollocks. It's Man of the Match, Lady of the Match in the women's football. I don't care, but it's Man of the Match. I'm old school, and I'll take that with me. So, Man of the Match for Rio. Nope, there's 20 seconds left for those asking as it ended. Offside flag up there against Gakpo. Fulham still trying to get on with it quickly. Don't forget to send us your player ratings, by the way, folks. If you'd like them included in the player ratings video, you can do so by joining the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. Match reaction coming up. The final whistle goes. Liverpool back to winning ways. It finishes at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Fulham 0. A result and a clean sheet that hopefully builds something ahead of a massive game on Tuesday against PSG. We've done our part this weekend. Now it's over to Stamford Bridge to see what Chelsea and Man City can do. Appreciate you guys being in. Don't forget, we'll have a match reaction where you can vote for your man of the match in a few moments' time. Appreciate your support. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe before you head off. We'll see you for the match.